Dropshipping on Amazon has never been this easy. I know this because I personally made over $4 million doing this, and because it's easier than ever, I'm breaking down exactly how you can get started fast and build a real Amazon business the right way. Whether you're a complete beginner or looking to scale what you already have, this video is based on my 9 years of hands-on experience and a system I've built that helped thousands of sellers get results. By the end, you'll have a fully set up Amazon store, winning products listed, automation in place, and a proven system designed to generate consistent sales and profits without feeling overwhelmed. And it all starts now. So the first thing that we need to do in order to start selling on Amazon is to create an Amazon seller account. Now, it doesn't cost any money to create one, and I'm going to walk you through every step hand in hand. And as you can see, I've created a 15-page cheat sheet for you. In order to start selling on Amazon the right way, I walk you through all the essential steps, and I also make sure that you don't spend any money before you learn how to make money. So this is the perfect example of the dropshipping business model and how to do it right. I'm going to tell you what you need to do soon in order to get your hands on this cheat sheet. I'm going to send it to you for free. But first, let's take it step by step. I want you to learn from this video and implement my steps either as I do them or rewatch the video later and start taking all of the steps that I take along with the cheat sheet that I will hand out to you. So the first thing that we're going to do is create an Amazon seller account. You've got a link right here in the cheat sheet to create one. It's going to take you to this page over here where all you have to do is click on this sign up button right here. And it will ask you for your phone number or email address to start the registration process. Now, my account is already up and running, as you can see over here, and I'm going to walk you through all of the steps, all of the menus, everything that you can do here with your Amazon seller account, product research, listing the products, fulfilling your orders, and scaling your store. But in order to get to this dashboard, we first need to continue registering our account. So here's everything you need to know about registering your account, what Amazon wants from you, and how long all of this process takes. So the first thing that you're going to do is enter your email address or phone number to register your Amazon seller account. Now, if you have an Amazon buyer account, that is a different type of account. So it's okay if you have a buyer account, you still need to register for a seller account. Now, once you do that, you're going to have one of two choices. Are you either a sole proprietor or are you a business? Now, this is a very simple answer. If you have a registered business, no matter where you live around the world, you can still sell on Amazon US. But if you have a registered business, you can use that business information to register your Amazon seller account. But if you don't have a registered business, that is also completely fine. You can just go with sole proprietorship. Now, next you have a verification process to go through, which again is very simple. So the first thing that Amazon requires is an identity verification. This is a government issued photo ID. It could be a passport or your national ID. Just make sure that the name that you are registering on your Amazon seller account matches exactly as the photo ID that you will submit under identity verification. Now, if you're registering as a business, not as a sole proprietor, then what you need to do here is also upload your business information, your business license, tax payment proof, tax clearance, VAT registration, or any other official company registration summary. It can be one or the other. You don't have to prove all these things. Next, Amazon needs to verify your proof of address. So this means that if you're an individual or a sole proprietor, what you need to do here is upload a bank statement, a utility bill, or a lease or rent agreement. So this simply shows a document with your name and address on it, so Amazon can see that you do live in the place where you say you live. It could also be credit card statements, tax documents, or anything else that you have that matches this. Now, to be honest, there's not much more when it comes to it. They may ask for a video verification. That is towards the end where you have a video call with an Amazon representative and they ask you to show yourself and to show the documents that you submitted in the verification process. I had to go through that only one time and I've had my seller account for years since then. So you got to do all these things just once. And honestly, it's not that hard, especially after you do it for the first time. Now, there are some country-specific rules that you may have to know about. Again, I left a link to it in the cheat sheet, so I just clicked on it here. It takes me to this global seller identity page, and it shows me some extra things that I may need to submit depending on where I live. So here, for example, it says, if your business is located in Poland or in Sweden or in Japan or in the US, so you're gonna have to click on it. So let's say my business is located in the US. I'm gonna click on that and see what I need to do in order to get verified. But basically, I summarized it for you all over here. Only the things that you actually need to know, need to go through in order to get verified. But I still have the link there if you want to check it out. Next, once you submitted everything, it could take a few hours or up to 2 business days to get an answer from Amazon, whether you got verified or not. If for any reason you got rejected, they'll let you know why and what you need to submit or resubmit in order to get verified. You'll have 30 days to do that after. And I left a few more notes for you. Do not try to re-upload or appeal while documents are under review. And your registration will also close if you don't complete verification on time. Don't worry about all these things. It's just on a FYI basis. I just want you to know what you're up against and actually how simple it is to get this done. So what you need to do now is register for your Amazon seller account. You can either pause this video or again, watch the whole video and then rewatch it and start taking the steps. You're going to click on the link in the cheat sheet right here where it says create an Amazon seller account. That's number 1 on the sheet. It's going to take you to this registration page. Start the registration process. You'll only need to go through all the things that I listed here and what I just mentioned in the video, and that is it. When you have your Amazon seller account verified, you can start selling on Amazon. Now, keep in mind, 90% of rejections come from name mismatches. So your name doesn't match the exact name that we saw in the tax document that you submitted or the utility statement or whatever it may be. Another common reason is outdated documents. So you sent us a document from 3 years ago that's not updated, or you just simply sent us a blurry file. So you took a pretty bad picture, you didn't scan it correctly. Those are the reasons for 90% of rejection. So if you get rejected, see why, fix what needs to be fixed. In my case, it went very smoothly, but I do see what's happening with other people sometimes when they don't pay attention to a few things. Go with what I listed here in the cheat sheet and you won't have any problem. Now, by the way, if you want access to this cheat sheet, all you got to do is comment right below this video, hashtag Amazon 2026. Let me know what you learned from this video. What is your top takeaway? And I will send you a link to this cheat sheet with all the information inside. But don't do that just yet because I'm still walking you through the steps and I don't want you to skip everything that I'm showing you in this video because I always add in more value that you need in the videos, but you'll still need to go step by step with this cheat sheet. So watch the video, grab your cheat sheet, and start taking these steps with me. All right, so how do you know once you're verified? You're going to get a mail from Amazon that looks like this. Your Amazon seller account has been verified. We've successfully completed verifying your identity. If the account was impacted, it's now reactivated. If you have any funds, they're now available, blah, blah, blah. You know that once you get this mail, you are good to go. You can start selling. And once again, the verification process is a very, very simple one once you know how to do it correctly. Now, once your account is activated, you can go ahead and log into your account. The first thing that you want to do is update your Amazon selling plan. Now here, there are 2 types of selling plans. You either have an individual plan or a professional selling plan. The difference between them is how much you're paying every month and how much you're paying for transaction fees, as well as what shipping options you have for the products that you are selling. Now again, remember guys, if you have any questions to ask me while you're watching this video, you can just leave a comment below this video and I will answer you. So whether you're still trying to get your account activated, or you're having trouble understanding what selling plan to use, or how to do product research, or order fulfillment, and everything else I'm going to show you in this video, just leave a comment below this video and I will personally read and answer it. My goal is to help you succeed with your dropshipping business because when you succeed, I succeed. It's a win-win situation. And once I help you build the base for your Amazon dropshipping business, I'm going to show you how to put everything on automation, make it scalable, and help you earn that passive income with my 9 years of dropshipping experience. So back to the Amazon selling plan, inside the cheat sheet, you have a link that you can click on and you can go through all of the differences between the individual plan and the professional plan. But let me just make it easier for you. At the end of the day, you want to have the professional plan. This does cost $40 a month, but it does come with its advantages. But in the beginning, you will start with an individual plan. And that is because you still haven't started selling and you don't want to pay $40 a month if you haven't started selling yet. But once you are ready to start selling, you did your product research, you're ready to start adding products to your store, it's time to move to the professional plan because we need to put our business on automation. But wait, before you do that, let me continue walking you through the process. So once your Amazon account is verified, you're going to log into your Amazon Seller Central dashboard. Just go to sellercentral.amazon.com, log into the account that you registered with. And here on the top right, you have the settings icon. Here you're going to click on account info. So here on the left side, we're on account overview, and on the right side where it says manage your services, selling on Amazon, you can see that I'm registered there. I'm going to click on that. Okay, then I'm going to click on this arrow to open up this little drop down. And as you can see, I currently have the professional plan. Now, again, this costs $39.99 a month, and this is great for automation, scaling, and having more flexibility in the shipping options that we show our buyers, which is great. It's a must. But before you start selling, Amazon may put the professional plan automatically for you when you registered for an account. So here you can downgrade to an individual account. Okay, so I just clicked on that, and you can see here that now all I need to do is click on apply changes, and it will downgrade me to an individual account where I don't have a monthly subscription. Now, the thing is, with a professional account, you will have the ability to have an API connection, which means connecting with automation. In other words, connecting with AutoDS, which I've been using for over 9 years now in my dropshipping business. And it's the only way for you to really be able to scale and put this business on automation. So you're going to need that as well as customizable shipping options, because if you're just going with the individual account, Amazon is not going to give you too many shipping options to use, and you will need to learn how to be more flexible, offering the right shipping options to your buyers. We're going to go over all of that soon. But right now, if you're not planning on starting selling anytime soon, downgrade to an individual plan where there is no monthly subscription, but you will have to pay an extra 99 cents as an additional transaction fee, along with the rest of the selling fees, which I will go over soon when we get to the fees section of this video. So right now you have two choices. Professional plan, which you will need to do sooner or later, but you can start with the individual plan for now until we start to connect with automation and everything else. Then you will have to move to a professional plan, but let's make sure we get set up correctly first to make sure that those sales are going to start coming in before we need to pay anyone anything. Okay, so that's the option and the differences between the individual and the professional plan. And again, if you want the full list of the professional versus individual, just click on this link right here. It'll take you to this page and you can see the differences between the professional and the individual plan, what each one entails, and the main differences between them. Just make sure that under payment information, you have your credit card on file so that you can pay Amazon any balance that you may owe them. At this point, we don't really owe them anything. And while you were registering for an Amazon seller account, you probably already put your payment information anyway. And here you have deposit methods, charge methods, and invoice order payment settings. I'm going to go over all of this soon, so you don't need to worry about that, as well as all of the other options that we have here on our Amazon seller account. I'm going to go through all of this with you, but I really want to take it step by step so that you will be able to learn in the best way possible, in a way that I wished others would have taught me when I just got started. So once we finished registering for our Amazon seller account and selecting our Amazon selling plan, we can now move to the next step, which is finding winning products to sell. And this part is super crucial because if we're not selling the right products and we're not entering the right buy boxes, we are simply not going to make any sales. And I don't want that for you. So in order to find the right products to sell, products that we actually can list on Amazon, and find products that are actually in demand that will make us sales and profit, here are my top strategies after 9 years of doing this. If I had to start all over again from today, from scratch, this is absolutely the best way to find winning products to sell on your Amazon store with all of the updated strategies and techniques for 2026 and beyond. And this year is better than any other year we had previously because of all of the advanced tools that we have today, including AI and so many other tools that's going to help us stay 5 steps ahead of all of our competition. And what we're going to do here is get to the point where we are the #1 sellers in all of the buy boxes or featured offer boxes. If you don't know what that means, I'm going to go over it soon. But basically, you have listings on Amazon like this mini volcano humidifier that we see right here. And as you can see, there are other sellers who are selling this product. This is not sold on Amazon. This is by a third-party merchant, which is me, and which is what I'm going to teach you how to be as well. So you can see right here, I can click on shipper/seller to see who is selling this product. And if I click on it, it's going to take me to my page. This is me. I am E-commerce Drop LLC, as you can see here on my Amazon seller account. That's what I call the seller account. You can change these names, but that's what I called myself. And I didn't create this listing. This is a listing that another seller listed. I just entered his buy box and offered a cheaper price because I found a good source for this product and I know that this product sells well. So I'm going to teach you how to do all of that, but I just want you to see what we're going to get to. You're going to get to the point where you're seeing other best-selling products on Amazon, you're entering that same listing, and you are going to offer a better price, better shipping options, and this way you are going to win the buy box. What does it mean to win the buy box? In other words, if anyone goes to this listing right here and adds it to their cart, checks out, buys it now, I'm going to get the order from all the other sellers who are selling this same product. So you can see here where it says other sellers on Amazon. This means that obviously I'm not the only one selling this product and I didn't create the listing. So if I click on it right here, it's going to show me the other sellers who are also selling this product. And you can see right here that this one is actually shipped and sold by another seller called Lantian Yuns. Okay, and yeah, this is the seller who listed the product for $26.34. I came in with a better offer of $24.99. Now, other sellers could join this buy box as well. This is what you call the buy box or the featured offer box. What happens here is any seller can enter this buy box and offer a cheaper price if they have this supplier as well who can supply these products to them or to their customers. So the seller who can offer the best price and the best shipping is going to win the buy box and they are going to be #1. So if anyone adds it to their cart, the sellers who are going to win the deal, who are going to get the order, is the one right up here that's winning the buy box. In this case right now, it is me. So how do we actually get to that? How do we find these products? How do we find the suppliers? How do we know if these products are even going to sell? How do we fulfill the orders once we get them? How do we do this whole thing? Stay with me because it's exactly what I'm showing you in this video. So we finished registering for an Amazon seller account. We selected our Amazon selling plan. We are now ready to start product research. Again, access to this cheat sheet and everything that I planned for you here. All you got to do is comment right below this video, hashtag Amazon 2026. Let me know what is your top takeaway from this video. What is that #1 thing that you learned? And I will send you a link to this cheat sheet to make sure that you are successful in the months and in the years to come and have fun making all of these sales and profits on automation. Now, there are millions of products that we can actually resell. So how do we know exactly what we're allowed to sell as dropshippers, what we're not allowed to sell? What should we actually sell? So all of that comes down to years and years of experience, which I have now summarized to you with the best product research methods for dropshipping on Amazon. So as you can see right here on the cheat sheet, there's a whole bunch of methods, and I don't expect you to know each and every one of them. I'm just going to lay down the options and then go with my top recommendation, and then I'm going to do some product research myself and look for products to list on my Amazon store, and you can watch and follow along in real time. So my top recommendation for finding winning products to sell on Amazon today is using the magic of the AutoDS marketplace. Now, if you haven't heard about AutoDS, this is your all-in-one dropshipping automation tool that will help you put all of your business on autopilot. Now, I already mentioned that I've been using it for years and years on end. And if you want to do everything manually, you don't even need AutoDS. I'm going to show you how to work with and without it. And hopefully you will be able to see the benefits of having automation in your business so that you'll really be able to scale and make some nice sales and profits along the way. So one of the many things that AutoDS can help you do is to help you take care of your product research. It will simplify the process by handing out to you tons of best-selling products. And this is just the AutoDS marketplace. There's a whole bunch of other tools that we can use in the system, which I will show you in this video. But right now, let's just focus on product research because I want you to be able to understand how to find these products and add them to your Amazon store with or without automation. That is your choice. But let me show you the way. So if you haven't registered to AutoDS yet, it costs $1 to get a 14-day trial, which I think is very much worth the money, especially with all of the value that you're going to get from this. So as soon as you go to AutoDS.com and start your $1 trial, you'll automatically get access to what you're seeing right here, which is the AutoDS marketplace, as you can see here on the left side. Now, there's a whole bunch of other features and tools that we can use, but right now, we are fixated on product research for Amazon. This part is super crucial because I want you to understand how to find these products and how to be able to list them on Amazon and win the buy box, as you saw me doing with this product right here. And yes, I found this product from the AutoDS marketplace. So let's go over the marketplace really quick and really understand how it works before we learn the rest of the tools. So this is the AutoDS marketplace. You've got a whole bunch of products here, a whole bunch of filters, and let's put it this way, you can't really sell all of these products on Amazon. And that is because when you're trying to list a product on Amazon, you may get this error that you're not allowed to resell this product because it's already branded or it's trademarked and so forth. So how do you actually find the products that you can sell on Amazon, and what should you sell? So first of all, you're going to get ideas from places like the AutoDS marketplace. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of products here, and there's ways to filter them down, like products that can ship to a certain location. We're going to keep it on ships to the United States. The currency that I'm using is USD. You can also choose your ships from platform, and we're going to talk all about shipping options and how you can configure your Amazon shipping policies, where you ship to and also where you're shipping from. And yes, you can ship from multiple locations. So I'm going to show you how to create a location in the US, how to create a location in China, depending on where you're going to ship from. And I'm also going to share with you the best dropshipping suppliers that you can work with to source your products that you're selling on Amazon. So as you know, I'm going to walk you through everything. Right now, let's keep it right here. So I'm not going to select a ships from. Okay, I'm going to keep it open. Price range, I'm not going to touch it at the moment. And under suppliers, you can select a supplier. Right now, I'm not going to select any suppliers because I simply want you to get ideas of what products you can sell on Amazon. Even if we find it here, we may not source it directly from where we're at. So I'm going to go over all this stuff soon. Right now, what you need to focus on is what products are trending right now that I could probably sell pretty well on Amazon. So the next thing that you can also filter here is a specific niche. So if you want to sell under a specific category that you like for example, if you like pets, you can click on the pets category right here, and then you'll only see pet related products on the AutoDS marketplace. So that's the filtering system. Now, the marketplace is full with all of these suppliers that I talked about. We're going to talk about suppliers later, but right now you don't need to worry about where these products are being sourced from. You just need to get a nice idea of what products are selling well. And the old traditional method, when I started doing dropshipping on Amazon, I didn't have all these tools that give me all the answers for me. So I had to just go to Amazon, and then I had to go to new releases or best sellers, and I would try to kind of understand from here what products are selling really well right now. So I would look at new releases because here I can see new products that are coming out. So these sellers who are coming up with these products, they probably know what's going on because they ordered these to their inventory. And I also used to check out the bestseller section. Now, this is very broad and it gives you millions of products and product ideas. And also it's full with products that you can't really resell. So you have to learn how to narrow this down. Like I cannot sell these books and I cannot sell all of these big brands that we may see around here. Like for example, Stanley is a known brand in the US. And Hanes is also a known brand. You cannot resell those types of products. So you have to know how to really narrow down into the categories and cherry pick products that are not trademarked, that are not copyrighted. So as you see, I'm just clicking on more subcategories and more subcategories, and I can still see a lot of products here that some of them I can sell, some of them I cannot resell. And all of this knowledge comes with years and years of experience. This is not the way to do product research anymore. So I'm not even going to talk about the methods that I started off with, which came with a lot of trial and error. Right now, you have it narrowed down inside the AutoDS marketplace, which I highly recommend to use. So here you're just going to get product ideas. Like let's say right here, you have a dog car seat cover. I'm just going to start with this because it's the first product I see here, right? So let's say this is a product that you would want to check to see if it's even interesting, if it's even in demand. The fact that it's here already tells you that it's in demand because there are no products on the AutoDS marketplace that are not trending. But if let's say you wanted to check out this category, what you would do now is you would search for that product line on Amazon. So I would move over to Amazon, and in the search, I would write dog car seat cover. Okay, and then here I can kind of see how this trend is working. First thing I want to look for is to see that there's a lot of variations for this product. So it's not just one type of style, one type of design. Like for example, if I was looking for a statue, I'm probably going to see just one unique design of that statue, and there's not going to be a lot of replicas for that product. But here you can see a whole bunch of different dog car seat covers, which can fit the niche pretty well. So that means that this category is selling pretty well for other sellers. Otherwise, they wouldn't be listing it so much in so many different variations. And as you can see, I've got pages and pages and pages of just this product. Another thing that I can do is I can also see how many people bought it in the last month. So let me zoom in on my screen here so maybe you could see a little bit better. But if you're logged into an Amazon account, even a buyer account, you can see how many people bought a certain product in the last month. So this car seat cover, 4,000 people bought it just in the last month. This one right here, 700, 600 for this one, over 200 for this one. So you can see that thousands of people are buying dog car seat covers every single month, and even now it's going particularly well. So this is a product that I could already consider selling on Amazon. I saw that it's trending on the AutoDS marketplace, and I see how many people are buying it on Amazon. This is one way to check really quickly if a product has any demand. I'm going to dive into more strategies soon, but this is just one way to kind of verify it. So you saw the AutoDS marketplace really briefly. And again, you have a 14-day trial for $1. So I highly recommend to do it because that dollar is going to save you weeks and months of time doing the research on your own, finding a whole bunch of products that are not really fit for Amazon sellers, as you saw like from the bestseller section, and really be able to narrow down and save you a lot of time finding and listing trending products. So the AutoDS marketplace is full of these types of trending products. You start from here, you get the main idea from here, and then you can further check the demand for that product in other types of methods like the one that I just showed you. Let's jump into more product research strategies before I do the research on my own and list some products, and you'll see me doing it all live because you'll need to do the same for your stores as well. So the number one place to find winning product ideas is the AutoDS marketplace. Remember, we still haven't listed products. We still haven't really verified the demand. We just did a quick look on how we can find ideas and further validate that it is selling on our selling platform. So that is the AutoDS marketplace. Under that, you have a few links. So you can see here that you've got the handpicked products, you've got the ad spy, you've got trending products, and you've also got analytics tools like TikTok analytics. So let's jump into all of that because this all has to do with product research. You can use any of these methods, all of them all together, or just one, whatever suits you, as long as you know where to find the products and save time doing so. Forget all the trial and error, all of that work, all that heavy lifting has already been done for you. You can still do it if you want. I'm still giving you those methods, but this is the way to do it today, to do it right, to save your time, and to start making sales as soon as possible. So the Handpicked Products Hub, as we can see right here, has also a whole bunch of trending products on AutoDS. So what's the difference between handpicked products and the AutoDS marketplace? The difference is the handpicked products here are found by a team that's sitting day and night finding these products for you using many tools that we have in our arsenal, like the huge AutoDS database that's got tens of thousands of sellers who are selling successfully online every day. We see what's selling. We've also been doing it ourselves for years and years now. So we are finding all of these products and we're putting it all together for you. So what does it mean when you have a team that's actually going to our databases and putting all this information together for you? Let's take a look. So here, I'm just going to go again with the first product that I have in line. So this car cleaning brush right here. So we're going to click on it, and inside we're going to get a whole bunch of more information. Like, what is the potential profit that I can make here? How much is it being sold for? What is the engagement and saturation score? what is my target audience if in case I want to run pay-per-click marketing ads to market this product. We're going to talk about marketing later. You don't really need to worry about marketing when it comes to selling channels like Amazon, because Amazon gives you a whole bunch of free organic traffic. If someone searches for a product that you're selling, they're most likely going to land on your page. You're going to have an impression, you're going to get views, you're going to get clicks. So anyway, we're going to talk more about marketing later. And you also have social media ads or social media videos that are being posted on places like TikTok. And so you can see videos that people are making for this product. So I can play it from here. Okay, so you can kind of see the videos that people are making for this product. And you can also click on see original ad or see the original video, which is right here. So you can actually see it on TikTok and you can see how many views it's getting. You can see if the videos are going viral. And that kind of gives you another indication of how these products are working for other sellers. So you can kind of see the videos that they're making about it, how they're marketing it. You can also check out their website. So you have the competitor websites right here, and you can click on any one of them to see the website that they created around that product. Now, for dropshipping on Amazon, this isn't the most important thing, but it does help you get validation on these products and what sellers are doing in order to further push their sales. But at the end of the day, you're only coming here for the product idea. You're going to have your own validation tools, and I'm also sharing with them with you as well. But I just want you to focus on getting product ideas, because these tools that you have here, the product research tools on AutoDS, save you months of product research, understanding what you can sell, how you can sell it, how much should you price it for, what are your competitors doing. Okay, so we're still getting to all of that. But the Handpicked Products Hub, once again, is full of trending product ideas that you can learn from and see what other sellers are doing with this product and how successful or unsuccessful they are at selling them. You have the whole competitor analysis right here, and you can also add these products to your store simply by clicking on import draft right here. But we're not going to do that here and now, especially not on Amazon, because there's a few more things that we have to check before listing a product on Amazon. But again, the best product ideas are going to come from here. You're not going to accidentally land on trademark products. You're not going to sell stuff that you're not allowed to sell. And you're not going to put your Amazon seller account in jeopardy because you're listing products that are not allowed to be sold on Amazon. AutoDS also has a Vero database. And so the Vero database is here to also keep you safe. If there is a seller that copyrights their products, they're going to be on that Vero database. So if you ever try to import a product to your store that you're not allowed to resell and you found it from outside AutoDS and now you're trying to import it inside, the system will let you know, hey, this product is Vero, it's copyrighted, it's trademarked. Are you sure you want to sell it? And then, of course, you can confirm or deny that product from being listed to your store. We're going to get to all of that, but I want you once again to see the Handpicked Products Hub and all the things that you can learn from here. So lots of trending product ideas, big shortcuts when using the Handpicked Products Hub. Next, you've also got trending products. I'm going to skip on ad spy, I'll get to it, but I want to show you trending products because it's kind of similar to handpicked products. Only here, the filter system is a little bit different. I don't know if you noticed what you had here, but in handpicked products, you can choose things like where it ships to, if it has any ads on Facebook or TikToks, how many orders a product has, the profit range, and so forth. And under trending products, you can filter things like how many likes a product has, impressions, interaction rates for the product videos that have been uploaded to them, of course. So you have different filters, but that's not all. Another difference between trending products and handpicked products is that trending products shows you products that are being found by our professional AI tools. So here it's not a team that's sitting day and night. It's an actual AI that's finding all these products and putting all the information together. So that is the main difference. For you, it's pretty much the same. You're going to get much more trending product ideas that you can drop ship. Like, I haven't seen this product before. Let's see what it is real quick. Pedal resistant band. That is pretty cool. That's the first time I've seen it. And so you're going to get a lot. Okay, I see exactly what it does now. So here's another product that I would now consider searching on Amazon to see if I can list it. But let's just keep going over the rest of the methods. I just want you to see how easy it is to get product ideas. And then what you're going to do after you have a list of products that you found that you now want to check if you can sell them on Amazon. But right now, let's keep getting more product ideas before we decide if and what we should do with them. Okay, so get more trending ideas from the Trending Products Hub. Next, you've got the Ad Spy. And what the Ad Spy does is it helps you find product videos that dropshippers are creating for their products. And if you see a video that went viral, you know that there's probably a lot of demand for this type of product. So let's see, for example, I've got the Ad Spy here. I can check only Facebook or Instagram or TikTok if I only want to stay on those specific platforms. But right now, I'm going to keep it on all. I'd like to see all the platforms. And here you've got the filter system. So you can search for a specific type of product. But here, let me just go with anything that has anywhere between 100 to 1,000 likes, that has a product link to it because we're looking for dropshipping videos. Call to action button text, you can go with like shop now, order now. I'm just going to leave it open. And interaction rate, I'll look for anything more than 1%. So videos that have good engagements. And here you can kind of scroll and look for product videos. Like this one right here is a nail tip tray. Haven't seen that before. Let's click on see TikTok ad. And here you can see how many likes it has, the engagements, comments, interaction rate, when it was uploaded, how the engagements have been ever since it was uploaded. And you can also watch the video here as well. Okay, so this also helps you get more product ideas. Now, I know that right now you are being bombarded with a whole bunch of product ideas. Soon, I'm going to show you what to do with all these product ideas. But for starters, get a nice list of products. Okay, at least 10 products that you want to sell on Amazon. Then I'll show you exactly how to list them and how to win the buy box. But right now, get your shortcuts on finding the best products to sell on your store, because this part takes the longest amount of time, especially when you're just starting off. The thing is, after you learn how to do product research well, it'll become very simple for you. And this is the most time-consuming part. And most of it can now be automated with these tools that I'm showing you. But you still have to decide which are the products that you want to sell and how to list them on Amazon. So I'm going to show you all of that. So once again, stick with me step by step as we go through all the methods, and I'll give you my top recommendations. So this is the last part that I want to show you when it comes to product research before we start to list products, before I start to do my own product research and put my money where my mouth is. So this is the TikTok analytics feature on AutoDS. This is another way to find trending product videos, and from those product videos, you can get good ideas of what products are selling well and if you should list them on Amazon as well. So this is the TikTok analytics. I've got filters over here as well, like is the product even available? Is it discontinued? How many units did it sell? What is the total GMV? How many sales in the last 7 days? If you're not sure, leave these things empty, start broad and slowly narrow down as you go along. But basically, this will just give you more ideas on products that you can sell. Let me just do a couple of filters. So let's say I want to go with sports and fitness and sales in the last 7 days. I want to go with, I don't want to go with anything that's too well established. So let's go anywhere below, let's say 500. And I've got a whole bunch of products right here. Let's look for those that are more fit for the dropshipping niche. And if you're not sure about that yet, then use the conventional methods that I talked about up until now, especially the marketplace, handpicked products, and trending products. So this 3-in-1 wireless charger, I know that this is a dropshippable product. So let me just click on that and see what we have here. Okay, so that took me to this product page here on AutoDS. I can see how many times this product sold in the US, its total rank in the sports and fitness category, the virality index, the popularity score, total units sold, total GMV, affiliates, and how many shoppable videos this product has. So you can already see that it's pretty darn popular. And there's a whole bunch of wireless chargers that are similar to this one. So you can find other ones, different colors, different features, but all around the same concept. So again, we're going to jump into all these things soon. Right now, I'm just kind of showing you the face of everything. So this is another place to get really nice trending product ideas to list on Amazon. As you scroll down, you can see more videos that are related to this product right here. And of course, its total score. So how many engagements and likes and all of that. And once again, use this as another method of finding winning products to sell on Amazon. So this is my number one recommendation. There's a reason why this is an all-in-one dropshipping tool, and it does a whole bunch of things for you, not just product research. But even only on product research, it's going to save you months of time, lots of trial and error, and we all know that time is money. So take your shortcuts, use the AutoDS marketplace to find trending winning products to sell on your Amazon store. Now, before I show you how to add these products to your store, how to do the rest of the validation, let's go through the rest of the product research methods, and then I'm going to do my own product research and list the products. So another method to use is the Sell These Now YouTube playlist. This is if you don't want to use the AutoDS tool, if you want to look for the absolutely free methods, if you don't want to pay $1 for 14 days and try it out, or if you do want to do that, but you want to also have additional methods. So the Sell These Now YouTube playlist and the product finding blog articles on AutoDS, these are absolutely free to use, free to watch, and this is simply to help you find better products to sell and make more sales on your store. So this playlist right here takes you through hundreds of videos with new videos being published every single week on the top products to sell, whether it's on a certain occasion, a certain holiday that's coming up, or simply the best products for the next month to come. We have it all in these videos right here. Each video lists top selling products, the analytics for it, why those products are selling so well, and so forth. So you have hours and hours and hours to watch on the Sell These Now YouTube playlist. I'm not going to go over it now. I'm not going to watch these videos with you. You do not need me for that. You do have the links to all of this inside the cheat sheet. Once again, guys, if you want access to this, all you got to do is comment right below this video, hashtag Amazon 2026. Let me know what is the number one thing you learned from this video, and I will happily send you this cheat sheet with everything that I have here. So if I click on the link, I get the Sell These Now YouTube playlist. If you click on the product finding blog articles, it'll also take you to the product finding blog articles. So if you're that type that likes to watch, you can watch the videos that I sent you in this playlist. If you like to read, you also have them in article form. And again, this content is coming out all the time, being refreshed, being updated with the newest products, latest tips and tricks to keep you ahead of your competition. Like this one right here, what to sell on Amazon in 2026, best dropshipping products. And as you can see, it's organized in a really nice way, easy to read. You also got your key takeaways, but at the end of the day, you are looking for the good stuff. What makes a good dropshipping product, how to find these products, how to list them, and how to sell them at the end of the day. So you can go through these articles, you can go through the YouTube playlist. These are all, once again, absolutely free as long as you're able to find products to sell on your store, list them, and be able to sell it for a profit. Next, you've also got the AliExpress Dropshipping Center. So if you have an AliExpress account, if you don't, go ahead and make one. It's absolutely free. And then inside your buyer profile, you can find the Dropshipping Center. I also have a direct link to it from the cheat sheet. So just click on AliExpress Dropshipping Center. It'll take you to ds.aliexpress.com/find products. And that is this section right here. Okay, and then from here, you can find more ideas on products to sell. I'm not going to go over here right now. You can go ahead and check it out for yourself. This is not the method that I use today to find products to sell on Amazon. It used to be a really good method for me, but we have better features nowadays. We have much better ways to do it. So if you want to do it through the AliExpress Dropshipping Center, it's also a nice place to find trending product ideas. And of course, there are more ways to validate these products before we sell them on Amazon. So right now, I just want you to have a list of at least 10 products that you want to sell on Amazon. Don't think about it by yourself. Don't use any other method that you may have heard of. Use my shortcuts and strategies that I'm listing for you right here, and I guarantee that you are going to save a lot of time and money along the way. So the AliExpress Dropshipping Center can also fill you up with a whole bunch of trending product ideas. I'm not going to dive into it because I'm not using that strategy right now. This is one of my older strategies. Today I use only the AutoDS marketplace, but if you want to do the rest of these free methods, it's also great as well. Could take a little bit more time, more validation, but it works. Another method that you have is the Amazon Product Opportunity Explorer. This is a relatively new method that Amazon added, and you do need to have a seller account in order to see it. But as you see, I clicked on the link in the cheat sheet, and you have this Opportunity Explorer right here. So what this shows you is products that are selling really well right now. But once again, they don't know that you're a dropshipper and that you're only selling dropshipping products. So you have to keep that in mind and take all of this information with a grain of salt. But it's still nice to kind of have it. Because here, for example, I can see this Lumilight LED headlamp, which maybe I wouldn't have thought about selling before. But now that you're showing it to me, let's click on it and see how this product is doing. Because this is a product that we can source from dropshipping suppliers and enter the buy box for these products as well. So here you can see, for example, for this Lumilight LED headlamp, how many people searched for it in the last year, the search volume growth, which is amazing in the last 180 days. That's only 6 months. So in the last 6 months, you can see almost 400,000% increase in search volume. This is ranked number 9 of top clicked products. You have your average price, the range of average units sold, and the total return rate. Of course, you want this to be as low as possible. 0.84% is a really, really good number. That means that it's not being returned a lot at all. And just look at how much it's selling. So this looks like a great product. As I scroll down, we can see more insights and trends. So how many people have been searching for it under this timeline. Now, as you can see, the search right here is very low because if the month just started, you're not going to have a lot of results here. So you kind of want to look at the month before and the one before that. And you can also see the orange line represents the search volume. The blue one represents the search conversion rate. So how many people from that search actually bought the product, and you can see how that is increasing. So this product is selling better over time. So this can give you another idea of products that you can sell. Amazon is coming out to you as a seller and they're like, hey man, as a seller, just so you know, this product is selling pretty well. Maybe you should also consider selling it, on our platform as well. So use the Amazon Product Opportunity Explorer. It's another example. I'm not diving too deep into it, just like I didn't dive into the AliExpress Dropshipping Center. But if you would have seen my Amazon Dropshipping tutorial video from 2 or 3 years ago, I was using that tool a lot more. And a lot of products that I found that I was able to sell on my Amazon seller account was found from the AliExpress Dropshipping Center. But as time moves on, we have better methods, better strategies. So use the Amazon Product Opportunity Explorer. It's absolutely free to use. All you need is a seller account, which, as you saw and as you know, doesn't cost any money. Another method is using Amazon's bestsellers and movers and shakers. I already kind of took you there. You saw the bestsellers. Movers and shakers is right next to it. You can, again, click on the links in the cheat sheet if you want the shortcut. Movers and shakers shows you the most trending products, the biggest sell gainers in the last 24 hours. So here you can really find the hot ones that you know are trending right now because they sold a lot in the last day or two. Now, again, right here, you have to do your due diligence because a lot of products here are not resellable. A lot of them are trademarked, but also others are not. So if you know how to scout around that and know what is sellable and what is not, you can do that here. If you don't know, I'm going to teach you that soon. But this is another free method to find products to sell on your Amazon store. So that sums up all of the free and the almost free methods to find the best products to sell on your Amazon store. Now, my top recommendation is not a secret. It's using the AutoDS Marketplace, Handpicked Products Hub, and the Trending Products Hub, especially to get a shortcut on finding these product ideas. Now, before I start doing the research myself and showing you how to list these products and to look for the approvals that you may or may not need, let's learn about the paid product research tools, which I'm not going to use because I don't need to pay for product research. And hopefully you won't need to pay for it too because these tools are not very cheap. But if you have the extra budget and you don't mind it, you can use these tools as well. The first is called Jungle Scout. Now, the cheapest plans here start at $29 a month, and this is a tool that helps you find winning products to sell on Amazon. They also have an Amazon extension, which I can kind of show you how it looks. So let me just activate it right here. I have the Jungle Scout Chrome extension. You can install that. It doesn't cost any money to install it, but you do need to have a paid subscription to see the good stuff in there. So right now I'm just going to enable the extension by enabling the toggle right here. And now if I scroll down, you can see that under every product listing, like this is the search for the dog car seat covers. And you can see that under every listing, I have this extra window that's showing me more information. Which brand is selling this product? What is their listing quality score? The higher, the better. What is the total fees that they're paying for every time they sell this product? What is the fulfillment type? For example, FBA stands for Fulfilled by Amazon. So this one is not fulfilled by merchant, which is actually what we're doing. And you can see more things like how much the product weighs, what's the TR for the product, and more information like how many monthly units, daily units, and monthly revenue this product is making. Now, you did see that Amazon kind of gives you this information for free. I kind of gave that away for you. So you don't really need to see the total number of units sold per month because you kind of see that right here. But if you have a paid subscription for Jungle Scout, then you can see this information as well. I don't have a paid subscription. I don't want to log in. I just want to show you what this extension does. So it helps you analyze products before you even list them. And as long as these products are on Amazon, you'll be able to use the extension and see all of this extra information. Now, Jungle Scout does have more to offer, but at the end of the day, this is another tool that you can use to help you find winning products on Amazon, calculate your profits, and do all of that. The second paid tool is called Helium 10. This is a direct competitor of Jungle Scout. They do very similar things, and it also costs the same. So they're kind of matching their prices, which is now also 29 bucks a month. If you go for the yearly, if you go for monthly, it's going to be 39. It should be the same for Jungle Scout, if I'm not mistaken. They also change their pricing from time to time. So even if what you're seeing from the video doesn't match what you're seeing here, it's because they change it. So Jungle Scout is 29 a month annually, and 49 if you don't do it annually, if you do it monthly. So here it's going to be 39 monthly or 29 annually on Helium 10. So again, kind of the same. They're going to help you find winning products to sell on Amazon, giving you a whole bunch of analytics tools that you're using while you're browsing around and looking for products to sell on Amazon. I'm not going to dive too deep into it because, to be honest, I don't use it. And when I started off, I did pay Jungle Scout for 1 month, and very quickly I found out how to find these winning products, and I didn't really need to use these tools anymore. But again, if you've got the extra budget and you don't mind paying for it, go ahead and sign up with one of them. It will give you some nice shortcuts on finding winning products to sell and also analyzing the current products. But you already have all those tools from the method that I showed you, all within AutoDS, which makes it super easy. So it's completely up to you to decide what tool you want to use and how you want to use it. As long as at the end of the day, you're not finding products that you're not allowed to sell, and you're not trying to list products that are not even in demand. So once again, your job now is to find at least 10 to 15 products that you want to sell on your Amazon store, and I'm going to show you exactly what to do with them once you have that list of products. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overanalyze it. I gave you all the best tools, free and paid, to get this done in the best way possible and find products that actually will sell on your store. So after you have that list of products, let's move on to the next section. Now remember, everything that I'm going through right here is all inside the Amazon dropshipping cheat sheet. Watch the video all the way to the end, then grab the cheat sheet, then you can rewatch the video and take all the steps with me. If you want access to this cheat sheet, all you got to do is comment right below this video, hashtag Amazon 2026. Let me know what is your top takeaway from this video. What is the number one thing that you learned? And I will send you a link to this cheat sheet. Remember, if you have any other questions on any section that I'm going over here, just ask me below this video. Even if it's things I didn't mention, I will personally answer you. I want you to succeed in this business. And the only way for you to do that is to take my 9 years of dropshipping experience, start making these sales for yourself. You can also watch all my previous videos in the last years and see how many people I've helped along the way. I want you to be next in line, so stay with me and let's take it to the next step. Okay, so now I'm going to find some winning products to sell on my Amazon store. You need to do the same with the methods that I just gave to you. Now, I'm going to go with my number one recommended product research method today. It's also written down right here on the cheat sheet. So the product research shortcut strategy that I'm going to use is to get winning products from the AutoDS marketplace. You can choose whatever method you see fit from the strategies that I gave you. This is the one I'm going to go with because it's the biggest shortcut, fastest way to get trending products on my store. So I'm going to start from the AutoDS marketplace. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find some products. I'm going to search for those products on Amazon using a reverse image search or just by simply searching for the product on Amazon. So I'm going to show you exactly how I do that. And whether I go with searching for the product or doing the image search, at the end of the day, I'm going to find that listing or similar listings on Amazon. Now, if the product is not listed on Amazon, you can either find a similar product or just move on to the next one. What we want to do there and then is to filter by newest arrivals on Amazon. Right now I'm explaining, I'm going to show it to you in a minute, but I want you to understand the order. So after I find a product and I see that there's a lot of that type of product on Amazon, I'm going to filter it by newest arrivals. And this is because I want to find new listings that were just added to Amazon. Those are the listings where I can enter the buy box or the featured box offer and of course make a better offer and win that product listing, just like I did with the Volcano mini humidifier. So I'm going to find more products just like that. I'm going to show you how it's done, see how we enter the buy box, and I want you to do the same on your end. We are going to avoid established listings with lots of reviews and also generic sellers because we cannot enter those buy boxes. So let me show you exactly what I mean and how we actually enter these buy boxes. So let's grab a quick product from the AutoDS marketplace. Let's say, for example, this fingerprint lock right here. Okay, so let's say I did my research, I found this product. This is one of the products that I want to list. I saw that it's viral, it's a good dropshipping product. It answers my criteria of what makes a winning product. So let's say I want to add these types of products on my store. So I just got the product idea. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to search for the same product on Amazon. So I'm just going to copy the title, fingerprint lock smart padlock thumbprint. Then I'm going to head over to Amazon. I'm going to search for that right here instead of the previous dog car seat cover that we searched for. So paste it right here, search for the product. And here we have a whole bunch of these types of designs. So first of all, this already tells me just by the amount of people that I see that are purchasing this type of product, look how many people are buying it just in the last month. I can already see that this product does have good potential to be sold on Amazon. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to filter here on the top right, and we're going to go with newest arrivals. Remember that all of these steps are written down for us right here on the product research shortcut strategy. Remember guys, access this cheat sheet right here by commenting below this video, hashtag Amazon 2026. Let me know what is your top takeaway from this video. What is that one thing that you learned? And I'm going to send you access to this cheat sheet with everything inside. All right, so we found a winning product from the AutoDS marketplace. We searched for the product on Amazon. We found it. We sorted by newest arrivals. Now we want to just avoid established sellers and generic sellers. So here's what that means. So I have the fingerprint lock smart padlock thumbprint sorted by newest arrivals on Amazon. Now, as I scroll down, I am going to look for a listing that I can enter the buy box. And then after I see if I can enter the buy box by adding the product, that's the next step in the cheat sheet. After I see that it is possible to enter the buy box, I will look for a supplier and make sure that I can source this product nicely and cheaply. And of course, with better shipping options than what the supplier currently offers on Amazon. And I'm going to show you how to do all of this, especially how to use the AutoDS system as well. There's a lot of things that we still haven't seen here, like doing product sourcing, finding great suppliers for our products, managing our orders, and so much more. But we're going to get to all of that step by step. So once again, we searched for the product on Amazon, we filtered by newest arrivals, and let's see what types of fingerprint padlocks we can find here. So you don't have to find the same exact product that you saw over here, although the closer the better because you know that this one is a good seller. And this one looks very, very similar to it. So does this one over here. So I'm just kind of looking around, checking out the products, looking at the prices, and seeing where I could come in with a cheaper price. Because this seller is already selling it for $15.99, that's already relatively cheap. So I could look for other variations, like let's say this one right here, the round one. Looks pretty good. It sells for $30. Let's see if we can source this product. But first I want to see if I can enter the buy box. So let's say that this is the product that I'm interested in right here. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to hover over the URL. And as you can see, these letters and numbers right here in the URL, this is the product ASIN. The ASIN on Amazon is the product ID, the product identifier. So each product on Amazon that's listed has its own ASIN or its own unique product ID. So basically what I want to do is I want to grab this ASIN over here. I want to copy it. Now back to the Amazon Seller Central. I'm going to click right here where it says add products. I can also get to that by clicking on this menu here on the left, going to catalog and clicking on add products. That will take me to this screen right here. Next, I want to click on product IDs. Now, keep in mind, I'm not listing the product. I just want to see if I can enter the buy box for this product, because if I can't enter it, then there's no use in looking for a supplier. So here under the product ID in the text box, I'm going to paste the ASIN that I copied from the product URL over here, this product that I want to see if I can enter the buy box. So I put the ASIN here, then I'm going to click where it says submit. Now it's going to find the product for me here. So I can already see that it looks so far so good. Okay, so I found the product here on Amazon, but the problem is this product requires approval. You need approval to sell this product. So these are the types of products that we're going to avoid because we're not going to go and seek out all kinds of product approvals. We just want to be able to quickly enter buy boxes and create a better offer than these sellers. So we're going to be in first place and we'll make all of the sales for that listing. So that one is a no-go because it required product approval. But if you keep searching, you will find listings where you can enter the buy box. Let me try another quick example before I do my research and show you the products that I actually found, because you don't need to be here while I sit and do the product research that you already know how to do. Let's just try this one right here. So this padlock here costs $34.12. Of course, it's on new arrivals, so there's no product reviews yet. It's probably not an established seller, which is great. And it means that I probably will be able to enter the buy box here. Okay, so here's the product listing on Amazon. Here's the product. I see that it ships within 2 to 3 days, and delivery is around 2 to 3 weeks from this time. So you can see that it's a Chinese supplier, so we can get a better source and win this buy box. But first, let's see if we can enter it. So once again, we're going to hover over the URL, grab the ASIN, copy it. Now head back to the Amazon Seller Central, and we're going to try to list it here. So once again, add products. Then we're going to go with product IDs, paste the ASIN right here, submit. And now you can see that I'm entering the product listing editor inside Amazon. And also I didn't get any pop-ups here that could happen that could say that I could not edit this product because it already belongs to a generic seller, or you simply need some type of approval. That didn't happen here. So as you can see, I can enter the buy box for this listing. This means that all that I need to do is find a supplier, see that I'm getting a good price so that I could make profit off of selling it for a cheaper price. So let's say $33.99, $32.99, with of course faster shipping. And once I find that, which is the next step, then I know that I can enter and win the buy box with this listing, add it through AutoDS, and have everything automated for me. So I just wanted to show you a quick example of how that works. Let's say now I want to find a source for this product. So that is the next step according to the cheat sheet. We tried adding the product manually by entering the product ID, the ASIN, inside Amazon when I clicked on add products, and I saw that I am able to list it. So now it says on the cheat sheet, do not list this product yet. Continue down the checklist. So let's continue down. If you would have gotten a pop-up that I just mentioned, where you cannot change a product detail page, and of course you have to move on to the next product, didn't happen to us here, we can enter the buy box. So that takes us to step number 5. Found the product you can sell, do a reverse image search to find the supplier or source. Of course, if it's not from the AutoDS marketplace or from AutoDS's private suppliers. So this listing that I found, I did find it on the AutoDS marketplace, but I want to rely on the best supplier that I can find. The AutoDS marketplace also has its prices, but you can also source to find better prices through AutoDS and also outside, let's say through AliExpress, just to get an indication of how much we can source this product for, what's the best price that we can get. Sometimes the prices can be relatively cheap, but sometimes the suppliers also change their prices, which means that it also changes on AutoDS. In this case, I'm still going to source it through AutoDS, but I just want to make sure that I can make a nice profit here. So I am going to search it on AliExpress to see what is really the best price that I can get here. And then I can get even a better price through the sourcing requests on AutoDS. I'm going to walk you through all of this, but right now you just need to understand that I'm trying to help you get the best suppliers and the best prices for your products. So just because you saw it on one place doesn't mean that's the best price that you're going to get. So what I did was I opened the product on Amazon, I right-clicked on the image, and I ran a Google image search. So as we can see right here on the right side, I can see a whole bunch of stores that are selling this product. Right now, I just want to be focused on AliExpress. So that's this one right here. I found one seller selling it from that reverse image search, and I can see it here. I can source it right here for $7.56. But before I do that, I have to see if there are any other prices that I can get here. So I'm just going to copy the title. You see that I'm not always copying the whole title. I just need to get the main keywords and see who is really the best seller here. And that is this seller right here. So he's got over 1,000 units sold, really nice reviews, $6.33. That is a really good price. And I'm just going to go with that. So I know that products that cost less than $10 on AliExpress usually have $2 more for shipping. So I'm just going to take that with a grain of salt. So I'm getting this product for around, let's say $8, $9. Now, because this one is taking me to this deals page and I can't open that one specifically, there we go, $6.33. And that one actually has free shipping, which isn't that bad. So I'm just going to round it up to $7, let's say with tax. So if I'm sourcing this fingerprint padlock for $7 and I can see that it also arrives relatively quickly, let's just choose one of these other sellers that I also found here. I think it's this one. Let's see exactly also when shipping arrives. So we're looking at $6.33 with free shipping, and this one arrives January 6th to 12th. I'm recording this video, by the way, at the end of December. So you can see right here that I'm on the last couple of days of December. So this one will reach the customer within a week and a half. That's already faster than what we can see here from the listing on Amazon, which arrives January 13 to 23. So I already found a faster supplier and I can enter the buy box here. So that is absolutely great. So if I'm going to source the product for around $7, I can easily sell it for $32.99 and make about $25 in profit just by doing that quick product research on the AutoDS marketplace. It took me less than a minute to find the product, took me about 2-3 more minutes inside Amazon to find the listing where I can enter the buy box. And here I am, I'm already in the buy box and I can list this product. So this is one product that I'm going to save on the side. I'm going to upload it to my store when we get to the import section in this video, which is coming up. But first, I want to finish my product research. I want to find more products to add to my store. And I want to show you what products I found. And during this time, while you're waiting for your Amazon store to be verified, which we did in the last step, you now need to use this time to do product research exactly the way that I'm explaining to you in this video. Now remember, I want you to find 10 products and list them on the side. Okay, you need to write down the product name, the Amazon URL/ASIN for that product where you can enter the buy box, and the supplier URL, just so that you'll have all of that information together. So keep a list. Once again, product name, Amazon URL or ID, which is this one right here. So in this case, I'm going to make a list. I'm going to copy the product name. I'm going to copy the Amazon URL, and I'm going to copy the source where I can source it from. So I'll have all this information for when I add the product through AutoDS and everything will be automated for me. Okay, so keep all this information when you're doing your product research. Now I'm going to rinse and repeat my own strategy. I'm going to find more products to list on my Amazon store, and then I'm going to show you how to do everything else. How to connect between Amazon and AutoDS, how to list the products through AutoDS and see everything synchronized with your Amazon store, how to set all your fulfillment settings, your shipping settings, location policies, returns, and everything else, and of course, order fulfillment and scaling and everything that comes next. I know I just went too far, but I really want you to be excited for what comes next. I can't wait for you to make your first sales and profit. So before you go and do your product research and I do mine, I want you to remember one really important thing. What are the best categories that we can sell on Amazon? Know this before you get started. So the best niches for you to sell in are lawn and garden, kitchen, home improvement, office products, sports and outdoors, pet products, consumer electronics, not all types of electronics, of course. Like, for example, we're not going to sell cell phones, but we can sell cell phone accessories that are made by third-party manufacturers. So we don't want to sell trademarks, copyrighted items. Anyway, we'll get to that. Other good niches are beauty, jewelry, art supplies, games, and furniture. Just make sure the category doesn't require approval. I put a link right here. And you also know the tips and tricks on how you can enter buy boxes that won't require approval. Just follow the steps that I showed you in this video. Products to avoid: hazardous materials, no liquids, no medicines, supplements. We're not doctors. No choking hazard items, no tobacco, no firearms, no trademarked and copyrighted items. This should go without saying, but a lot of beginners still don't know this stuff. So stay away from the things you cannot sell. Stay within the great dropshipping niches. There are tens of millions of products that you can resell. And now that you have all the important information on how to conduct great product research on Amazon and to actually make it effective where you can enter and win buy boxes and start making your sales, I now want you to make that list of at least 10 items that you found where you can enter the buy box, just like I did here. Of course, you're not going to enter it, you're not going to submit it, you're not going to save and finish. You just want to make it to this screen where you can see that you can enter the buy box. keep the URL of the product. So the product URL on Amazon, the title of the product, and of course, the supplier source URL. Have all this information ready for each and every product. And once you have 10 of these products with their information, with their source URLs and the Amazon URLs, you are ready to take it to the next step. We're gonna start selling on Amazon. We're gonna connect everything together, upload our products, make sales, fulfill our orders, and prepare our stores for scaling. If you haven't grabbed this cheat sheet yet, now is the time. Comment right below this video, hashtag Amazon 2026. Let me know what is your top takeaway. What is the one thing that you learned from this video? And I will send you this cheat sheet with everything inside. So I'm going to do my product research now, find my winning products, and I'll see you when I'm finished. One more quick thing. Remember, you're not only looking inside the AutoDS marketplace. We talked about the marketplace, the handpicked products hub, and the trending products. Now you can find more videos through the ad spy and through TikTok analytics, but I strongly suggest starting with these three places first: marketplace, handpicked products, trending products. Get your product ideas, do everything that I showed you, looking for it on Amazon, filter by newest arrivals. So keep working according to our strategy, and I'll see you soon when the products are ready. Okay, so it didn't take me too long. I did find 4 products to add to my Amazon store. I'm not going to find the whole 10 because it's just going to take me longer, and I really want you to just understand how to get this done. You're going to do a much better job than me. You're going to put more time down into it and find more products. It took me about 20 minutes to find these products. So here's what I found, and these are the products I'm going to add to my store, and of course I'm going to try to sell them, and you are going to watch along every step of the way. So that is the smart biometric fingerprint lock that you all have seen. So this is the first product that I'm going to add. I'm not going to show you the details because you already saw it, but let's look at the ones that I've added since then. I'm also going to go with the volcano humidifier. You already saw that one. I already added it to my store, so there was no reason, of course, to add it again or to go over it. This is another product that I found from the AutoDS marketplace. I got the idea from there. I found the sources, I did the homework, and that one is already on my Amazon store, as you've already seen. So I have that one that was uploaded and 3 more that I found while I was doing this product research session. So the third one is this 3D painted book coffee mug. Really unique looking product. I found it from the AutoDS marketplace. So let me open the marketplace link so that you can see it here on AutoDS. So I found this one on the handpicked products hub. And yeah, here it is. The videos are pretty viral, as we can see right here. So I saw the videos, the product looks very original. And as someone who's been dropshipping for a while, I haven't seen this product. So that makes it really special. You can see that this video right here got 23,000 likes. That is absolutely crazy. And again, being in the scene for a while, I haven't seen this variation. I really like it. So I want to add that to my Amazon store as well. So I found the details. I found the listing using the same strategies that I talked to you about. And I saw that I am able to enter the buy box here. So I found this listing right here. It's being listed for $30. And if I copy the ASIN from the URL, as I already showed you how to do, we're going to copy that. We're going to go to Amazon. We're going to list a new product. We're going to go to product IDs, paste the ASIN right here, click submit. And I saw, of course, that I am able to enter the buy box for this listing. There's no errors. There's no brand approval. Of course, I'm not going to do it through here, but this is just the way for me to validate that I can enter the product listing here. Okay, so here's another one that I'm going to go with. The source, I did find it for a relatively cheap price. So of course I added it here. And remember, you need to have the same list as I made right here. So you got the product title, it links to the Amazon link where you can enter the buy box, and the source link, whether it's from AliExpress or the AutoDS marketplace, wherever you found the source. So here you can see that I found it for $10.23, the same exact cup, same dimension, same weight, same everything, $10.23 with shipping included. And I'm also able to ship and deliver quicker. You can see that right here, my delivery is January 7th to 14th, whereas the current seller is 8 to 16. Now, even if you don't find a great price on AliExpress or fast enough shipping, you can still source it through AutoDS and find even a better supplier. I'm going to show you how to do all of that. But even if one of the two, you don't really get it, or two of the two, it's still fine. You can still add it. We're still going to source it later for a better price and better shipping options. But right now, I just want you to see what's possible. So if we buy it for $10 and we sell it for $28.99 just to be cheaper than this guy so that we can win the buy box and we'll be the seller over here, not him, we're going to make about $16, maybe $15 after selling channel fees and taxes, which is still great for every transaction. And that is what I love about the dropshipping business model so much. So this is another product that I'm going to enter with. I actually have a pretty good feeling about this one. Another product that I found is a magnetic gym bag. Now this product's been around for a while, but there's new variations coming out all the time. And it's simply a bestseller. It's an evergreen product selling all year long. And it's a pretty cool one. If you've been dropshipping for a while, maybe you've heard of it. If you haven't been, this is simply a bag where, people take to the gym, and it's magnetic. So, all over the gym, you have your weight machines and whatnot, and you can simply stick it, as you can see in this image right here, to any gym machine that you have there. So that's a pretty cool product. I found it right here on Amazon, $20.37, and I can source it, as you can see right here. I saved the link, of course, to everything. You should as well, for $9.79. So that's about 2 times the price. So when selling this product, I'm going to go for around $19.99 just because he didn't leave that much profit for us there. It's going to be like $8, $9 profit per transaction, which is still great. And I found it here on the AutoDS marketplace. So again, it's easiest to find your ideas through the AutoDS marketplace / handpick products hub / trending products hub. That's my top recommendation. Get the ideas and then take those ideas to the other platforms that I showed you, search for it on Amazon, find the source, and put everything together. Make sure that you can enter the buy box, save your list of products. So these are the products that I'm going to go with. The first one is already listed. I just need to list the rest. I'm going to do that soon, but first I need to connect my Amazon account with AutoDS because I'm going to be importing the products through AutoDS to make sure I have automation. By automation, I mean things like price monitoring, stock monitoring, automatic orders, and so forth. So this means that every time the stock status changes on my supplier's website, or if the price changes, the same change is going to be made on my store as well. And I won't need to wake up every morning and refresh all of my suppliers' websites and see what changed because I'm going to need to do everything manually. We don't want to do that. We're here to grow our network of stores and make tons of sales and profits and put 90% of it on automation. So this is exactly what I'm showing you how to do. So now that we found our products, it is now time to start selling on Amazon. As I said, the first thing that we're going to do is connect Amazon to AutoDS. If you don't want to work with automation, you can do everything manually. You can skip this part, but I highly recommend that you stay and that you do it because without automation, you really won't be able to scale. You can make a couple of sales, but you won't really be able to scale and make big numbers. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect Amazon to AutoDS. Then we're going to set our settings. So our break even, profit percentages, things like that. These are all the things that we only have to set once. So yeah, it could be a little bit boring, but you have to get this stuff out of the way. If you don't know how to do this stuff, here is where you're going to learn how to do it. And of course, you need to know what is your break even, how much profit you want to make per order. So this is all going to be automated. You set it once and forget it. So we're going to configure all these settings. We're also going to configure our locations on Amazon. So where we're shipping from, where we can ship to, what is our regular shipping settings and our shipping templates. You can see that everything is organized for you here inside the cheat sheet. We're going to create the return policy. So once we have all of these policies set and we finish finding the best sources for our products, then we're going to go ahead and import the products that we just found while we were doing product research. Now, once again, remember, after you do all these things once, right? The shipping settings, the templates, the zones, the break-even percentages, the pricing and all of that, after you do all of that once, the only thing you actually need to do to continue growing your stores is more product research and entering more buy boxes. And the more product research you do, the more items you list, the more sales you make. Month after month, year after year, it becomes much easier for you, and also show you how you can hire a virtual assistant that can take over the load of doing product research, which is the only time-consuming thing that you'll have here at the end of the day. And as you get better at it, it won't be that time-consuming, but you can still hire a virtual assistant to help you with all of that. But not before you learn how to make the sales and profit on your own. See that your business works and that you know all the ins and outs of it, which is what I'm showing you here. And then you can consider that as well. So again, I'm jumping way too far ahead. We finished setting up our Amazon accounts. We set up AutoDS. We did our product research. We found winning products. We learned how to enter the buy box. And now it's time to connect our Amazon store with with automation so that we can get these settings out of the way, start importing our products, and make our sales. Okay, so a day has passed and we're now going to connect Amazon to AutoDS, begin the product importing, begin the automation. Now, as you know, I already imported a product to show you what it's like, which was the Volcano Mini humidifier. And the cool thing is, one of the things that I love about dropshipping on marketplaces like Amazon is that you get free organic traffic, right? It's a buyer intent platform. So anyone who goes to Amazon and searches for something and your listing has that, they're most likely going to see the impression at the very least. And of course, we're going to hope that they're going to view, they're going to click, and they're going to purchase. So you're getting free organic traffic. And one of the cool things, or one of the greatest things that I love about that is that you're going to make sales, right? You're going to make sales without any marketing as long as you're selling something that people are looking to buy. And the reason that I'm telling you all of this is because I just got a sell while I was sleeping last night, and I woke up this morning to see that. So here you can see on my screen, so I got this sold, shipped now, free economy shipping. We're going to go over all the shipping options and all of that. This is the product, of course, that's sold, the only product that I have on my store. So I got this. Congratulations. You have a new order on Amazon. Your customer is expecting to ship this by blah, blah, blah. So please go over the details. This is the order ID, the order date, which is today. When I have to ship it by according to my shipping policies, which I will show you soon. And here you can also see the breakdown of the fees. So we're going to go over the fees and all that soon, but I just want you to see what it looks like. So the price of this product, as you guys know, is $24.99. I'm sourcing it for much, much cheaper than that. So the customer pays a $175 tax here. And so that means that I get $24.99 plus $175, and then Amazon deducts that $175 because Amazon takes care of the tax here. So we don't need to charge tax for our customers and then pay it to the US government because Amazon takes care of that for us. So at the end of the day, I got $24.99 plus the $175 that was deducted and Amazon's fees, which is $375 in this case. So my total earnings is $21.24. We're going to go over fees and all of that now, but I just want you to see what it looks like when an order comes in. Okay, so that's cool. I have an order. I need to fulfill it. That's a perfect opportunity to also show you how that's done. And I can, of course, also see this order on AutoDS. So if I go to AutoDS and I click here on orders, I can see this new order that came in. Right now, it's in pending status because I need to send it out. We can do it the manual way. We can do it the automatic way. I'll show you when we get to order fulfillment. But again, I just want to show you what it looks like. So we can see the order here. This is the product. This is the product's name. And here, I still don't see the customer's address. I'm going to show you soon how all of that works. And I've got the rest of the order's details here. You can see that I'm sourcing it for $11.68, and I did sell it for $24.99 plus the $175 tax. So you can see that the customer actually paid $26.74. My total profit here is $14.26. Before we deduct how much my break even actually was here, I'm going to show you how to set up your break even. We're going to fulfill this order and see how much profit I actually made. But anyway, we're going to have a nice profit margin here because you can see my buying price and my selling price. So when we get to order fulfillment, we're going to take care of that. Right now, I want to make sure that you're getting sales in your Amazon store as well. So what we're going to do right now is connect Amazon to AutoDS so that we can begin the product importing, the automation, and everything else. If you do not want to use AutoDS, you don't want to use automation, you can skip this step. But again, I highly urge that you do it because without it, you will not be able to automate, you will not be able to scale, and you won't be able to make sales as easy as I just did. Okay, so in order to connect Amazon to AutoDS, you first need to have an AutoDS account. So if you don't have one yet, head over to autods.com. And over here where it says, on my case, go to my account because I'm already logged in. For you, you're going to have the option to register if you haven't done so yet. So go ahead and do that. Fill in your information. You're going to start with a 14-day trial for just $1. That's more than enough time to get started, make sales, make profit, and remake that investment that you're putting into your business right now. So you're going to go with an Amazon plan, and I suggest starting with the starter plan instead of the import plan because on starter, you're going to have more things that you'll need. For example, automatic price and stock monitoring. So if the price changes, if the stock status changes on the hundreds or thousands of products that you have in your store, you want the changes to be made on your store as well. So whatever is happening on your supplier's website, the same changes will be made on your store, and you won't need to consume all of your time just taking care of that. and more things like using the Fulfilled by AutoDS service. I'm going to go through all of the order automation soon, but there is the Fulfilled by AutoDS service, there's automatic orders, there's automatic tracking updates. This is the plan that you want to go for. So you're going to go with a starter plan, and that should start you off. You're going to pay only $1 for the next 14 days. Try before you buy, make your sales and profit, and enjoy your new online business. So once you register to AutoDS, you're gonna connect your Amazon store. If you already have an account, you're just gonna click here where it says Add Store. Then you're going to select Amazon Store, click on Continue. Now, you should already be logged into your Amazon account. So when you click on Continue, you just need to log into it if you're not already logged in. So I'm just going to sign into my account here. If you have an OTP, you're going to have to submit it now. So let's just give it a second. Send me the OTP. Just got it. Let's fill it in. Okay. Sign in. Okay, then it's going to ask me to authorize AutoDS all-in-one. I'm going to click here and confirm. Now, I already did it, but I'm going to do it now again anyway. So this just kind of refreshes my store. It doesn't matter that I'm doing it again. And now it's asking for my store name, so I'll just call it my Amazon store. And what marketplace are we selling on? Which in my case, I'm selling to the US. I suggest that you sell on Amazon US too. Most of the sales are going to come from there. It's really easy to sell to the US market. Later on, you can expand to more markets if you want, and go ahead and click on Add Store. Now, I already have my store here. I also have multiple stores, as you can see here, from many selling channels. This is one of the things that I love about AutoDS, is that you can sell in multiple selling channels, multiple locations, but you're going to start off with one store, make it successful before you consider opening another one, especially in a different selling channel. So my Amazon store is right here, and you should now be connected as well. So that is step number one. Congratulations and welcome to automation. Now that your Amazon store is connected to AutoDS, and there's still so much more that you need to learn about AutoDS, and I will teach you about it in this video, but we do want to take it step by step. So now you have automation connected, and soon you will take advantage of it. Now the next step is to set our pricing. So what is our break even? What is our profit percentage? How much profit do we want to make? So we're going to set all of that right here, right now. We only have to set this once, and then every product that we add will automatically be priced according to the settings that we configured here. So you can see here in the cheat sheet that you have a link to Amazon referral fees. I'm just going to click on it, open up that page. And here, if you click on this little plus here, Amazon keeps changing this page, but this is how it works now. So we click on the plus, it opens up this little drop down, and here we can see the product category. So what category we're selling under, whether it's baby products, clothing and accessories, consumer electronics, and so forth. And we can see that each category that we list in has a referral fee percentage. So we're not going to sell Amazon device accessories. Wow, 45%, that is crazy, but we can't dropship those devices anyway. I already gave you the list of what you can and cannot sell, so we'll make it easy for you. But let's say you're selling something in baby products. So here you're going to pay 8% if it's less than $10 or 15% if it's more. Most chances are you're going to sell for more than $10. Otherwise, you're not really profiting that much. So you can see that the average here is 15% and the minimum amount has to be 30 cents. So if that 15% or 8% doesn't surpass 30 cents, then 30 cents is going to be the minimum that you're going to pay here. But you're not going to pay the category fee and the minimal fee amount. So it's one or the other, the highest one. Next, you've got backpacks, handbags, luggage, things like that is 15%. Consumer electronics is 8%, which is relatively low. And you can kind of just go here to the categories and see what the referral percentages are. Now, because there's a lot of different percentages here, I like to kind of average it out. And here I can see that most of the percentages are 15%. Sure, some are higher, but we're not going to sell in those categories. And some are also lower, meaning we're going to make more profit if we have our break even set at 15% and we sold from a category that only takes 8%. But because we're setting a break even that's going to be the same for all of the products that we import, we have to select what is that one break even percentage that we can live with that's going to most likely repeat itself, which in this case is 15%. So this means that we are going to set a break even on AutoDS of just 15%. And again, if we make a sale on a category that takes less, that's great. That's more profit in our pockets. But just to make sure that we're always on the higher profit margin, we're going to set a break even of 15%. So this is how that's done. You can see here the navigation on AutoDS to get to that. So you're going to go to AutoDS, settings, supplier settings, and pricing. Make sure that you selected your store and the supplier that you're going to import from, where you want these rules to exist. So let me show you what that means. On AutoDS, we're going to click here on settings, and then here we're on supplier settings. I'm going to select my store, which in this case is my Amazon store, and the supplier that I want these rules to be true on. So what does that mean? This means that, let's say I select now AliExpress China. This means that every time I import a product from AliExpress China to my Amazon store, then I want these rules to happen. And here we're talking about the pricing. So we're going to click here on the pricing column. And now we're going to set our break even. So that is fees right here. You can also click on help me calculate if you want to know how to build up the fees and how much break even you're actually paying. But we already saw it on the Amazon referral fees page. And we know that the highest we're ever going to pay is 15%. So this means that if I sold a product that costs $10 on Amazon, I'm going to pay a 15% fee. If it's $100, right, the selling price, again, 15% fee. So that means that if I sold a product for $100, I'm paying $15 fee to Amazon. Okay, next, do you have an extra fee amount in fixed price? I could say 30 cents, but it's going to be swallowed inside here anyway, so we don't really need that. Then you've got additional profit in percentages. So how much profit do you want to make every time you list a product from AliExpress to Amazon after your 15% break even? So here I want to make an extra, and I would say no less than 60% profit. Okay, then additional profit in a fixed price. I'm going to leave that on 0. Then you've got more things like default automation. We can go over pricing automation soon, but right now I just want to do the break even so that we can import products. Later, we'll do more advanced automation things. Okay, we've also got stuff like dynamic profits. So this is, for example, every time you add a product from, let's say, a cost range from $0 to $10, let's say here you want to make more profit because these products are really cheap. Okay, and you can keep this going. You can keep adding more rules like from 10 to 20. But again, we're not going to touch all of that stuff now. I want to keep it super simple for the beginning. Another thing that you can do is set price cents value. So this is a cool thing to have, especially if you don't want prices that end with like 0.44 cents. So you can round it to, let's say, 0.97 or 0.99. In any case, we are doing custom pricing here because let's say you enter a buy box listing that cost $30.99 and you want to be $29.99. So it's okay for the system to automate the price for you, but you can always change that in the variance column anyway. But I do want you to see how to set your break even. So every time you add a product, and let's say you forgot to do custom pricing, if you wanted to do that, then at least be in the right profit margin range after your break even. So I don't want anyone to sell things without a profit. So this should be your go-to. 15% break even, additional profit should be at least 60%. Most chances are you're going to make more than that, but this is the absolute minimum just in case you forgot to customly price your product and make it $1 or $2 cheaper than the cheapest seller in that featured or buy box. Okay, so hopefully that's all clear now. If there's something that's not clear, don't forget, you can always leave a comment below this video, ask me your questions, and I'll be more than happy to answer. We all come from different beginner difficulty levels, so I want to make sure that I cater to as many people as possible, and at the end of the day, just make you successful. And again, if you want to grab this cheat sheet that I have prepared for you, all of these 15 pages, that will take you step by step, hand in hand as I'm doing here in the video. All you got to do is comment right below this video, hashtag Amazon 2026. Let me know what is your top takeaway from here. What is that number one thing that I really helped you learn? And I will send you a copy of this cheat sheet free of charge, just like this video. Okay, so now that we have our break even and profit percentage, don't forget that you can add it to more suppliers, but every time you make changes, go ahead and click on save down here. And you can say a little example here. So if the product costs $100, right, cost you $100 to purchase it from your supplier, and you want to make an extra 60% profit, and you're paying 15% break even fees, then the total product price here is going to be $188.24. and it's going to be rounded up to 0.99 cents because I have set price cents value configured here. So this is how the pricing is done. And don't forget that you want to do it for all of the suppliers that you're going to source from. So if you don't have it on the list here, you're just going to click where it says here, add supplier. And let's say I also want to do it for the private suppliers that I'm going to work with. I know that we haven't talked about suppliers yet. We're going to get to that. But here I can choose the AutoDS marketplace. And let's say the worldwide warehouse, doesn't matter where it's coming from. So I can also add settings for the supplier. So let's say I'm working from the suppliers that I have on the AutoDS marketplace, the private suppliers and so forth, which we'll go over soon. I'm going to click on add supplier. And now I've got the AutoDS marketplace here. And I can, again, set my break even here. So every time I add products from the AutoDS marketplace to my Amazon store, again, 15% break even and 0 additional profit here. Sorry, this is supposed to be 60%. Now you can copy details from another supplier. I don't know if you noticed, but I just had that option. So you won't have to do this all the time. Okay, so next time you add a supplier, you can say copy from another provider and choose the other provider. Like let's say it was AliExpress China, which I already had configured here. So now it's going to add that AliExpress UK supplier with the details that I already had. Right? My saved 15%, my 60% additional profit. So you don't have to do it every time you add a new supplier. Okay, so hopefully that's all clear. We added AutoDS to Amazon. We have automation connected and we set our break-even profit percentage. So every time we add a product, it will be priced correctly before we make any additional changes if needed. Now, I know that you're hungry to import your product and I still need to fulfill that order that I got. And plus, you need to start selling. But before that, we have to do a few more boring things that you only have to do once. Think about it this way. Everything that we did up until now doesn't have to be repeated except for product research. You don't need to register for your Amazon account anymore. You don't need to pass verification because you already did it. You don't need to connect Amazon to AutoDS because that's already done. You don't need to configure your break even anymore because you only have to do that once. Same thing for the next section. We now need to set our warehouse settings, our shipping settings, our policies, our returns, all of that needs to be set up. So when we enter a buy box, when we import new products, everything will be configured. How fast do we ship? What is the shipping cost? Where are we shipping from? So we're going to configure all of that boring stuff just one time. Let's get it out of the way, guys. Import our products and start making sales. Okay, so quick recap. We finished registering our Amazon seller account. We did our product research. We set up our account settings. We set up AutoDS. We connected between Amazon and AutoDS. And we have our winning products that are ready. We want to import them. I already have a sell, so I'm dying to show you how to fulfill orders as well. But before that, and before we set all of our shipping and return policies and everything else, we need to know which suppliers we're going to work with. So once we know who our suppliers are and what they offer and where they ship from, we can set these policies on our Amazon store. And like I said, we only have to do this once. And if in the future you start working with more suppliers, you'll just come back and rinse and repeat this process if you'll need to create a new warehouse location or if you're going to ship to different countries. But at the end of the day, this is pretty much something that you only have to set once, set it and forget it until you're ready to scale and start working with more suppliers. All right, so let's break this down. Who are these suppliers? What's so good about them? What should we look out for? And at the end of the day, who are the best suppliers that we can work with on our Amazon dropshipping stores? Let's break this down and make it super easy and beginner friendly. So when we are selecting a dropshipping supplier, this at the end of the day dictates the quality of our products, our shipping speed, and of course, our returns. Can our customers return the products to us? Is this something that we even need to think about? So at the end of the day, returns make up for 1, maybe 2% of our transactions. You don't need to worry about that too much, but we still want to be able to offer good service to our customers. If we can offer free shipping and we also ship quickly to our customers, they're going to be really happy about that. And if we can offer free returns because we're getting it from our suppliers, then that's even better. So the better support we can give our customers, the more our stores are going to stay here for the long term. We're going to have a healthy seller account and our customers are going to be happy. They're going to come back and also purchase from our stores again and again. We want to get those repeat customers and we want them to also refer our store to their friends and their family. So we're going to do that by working with the best top-notch suppliers. So let's break this down right now. What are the things that we want to look for in a dropshipping supplier? First thing that we want to look for is fast shipping. I just talked about this. Nobody today wants to wait 3 to 4 weeks to get their products. Second, we want to look for suppliers that have tracking information included. This means that we want to work with suppliers that provide us with valid tracking info. So when we get an order and we update the tracking information, we want the customer to be able to track his package, because we don't want our customers to open up item not received cases and we can't really prove that the product really reached their address because we have invalid tracking info that nobody can really track. In this case, we're going to have to send refunds to our customers, and then we're going to have to fight our suppliers for proof and refunds, and nobody wants that. So tracking information that's trackable needs to be included. Next, we want suppliers that offer solid return policies. I just mentioned that, but it's nice to get 14 to 30-day returns. If our customers know that they can purchase from us and also return the product, they most likely won't return it, but it will give them that peace of mind to purchase from our store. We also want to look for suppliers that have reliable communication. We want suppliers that we can talk to and they talk back to us. They speak our language. They reply relatively quickly. We don't want to wait a week to get an answer, because that means that our customers will have to wait a week to get an answer from us as well. So we want to provide fast and efficient service. So we want our suppliers to have reliable communication. Next, consistent product quality. We only want to work with suppliers that have high quality products. So we don't want to sell cheap products, knockoffs, or anything like that. We want our products to be in high quality, and this is something that we want to look for in our suppliers. And also, last but not least, is supplier redundancy. We don't only want to rely on one supplier. If something goes wrong with some of the products that they're selling, or if it's a Chinese supplier that's now going on Chinese holiday for a couple weeks, and we're selling a product from them that's selling well, we won't have anywhere to fulfill that order now because we're only relying on that one supplier. So we're going to touch base more on this soon, but we always want to work with multiple suppliers and not put all our eggs in one basket. Now, there are different types of suppliers that you can work with, and I'm going to break this down super easy for you. But at the end of the day, you have private suppliers, retail suppliers, and wholesale suppliers. What is the difference between them? Retail suppliers are places like Walmart and even Amazon, AliExpress, Target. All of these places are retailers. Okay, this is a retail store that's selling its merchandise to the end customer, and they are considered retailers. Next, you've got wholesale suppliers. Now, wholesale suppliers are those who usually sell in wholesale, meaning they usually sell a minimum order quantity. So it's harder to find suppliers who are wholesalers who will also sell to dropshippers, because again, wholesalers usually sell in high quantities. So that means that if you want to put in an order, they're not only going to send out one unit, they're going to want a minimum order of maybe 10, 20, 50, 100 units. So places like Alibaba are considered a wholesaler. Now, on the other hand, you can find dropshipping wholesale suppliers that can ship out each product one by one. You have places like Costco, who's also a retailer, but they are a wholesaler because they sell in wholesale, but they can sell one by one as well. But it is harder to find wholesalers who will sell directly to dropshippers. And then you've got private dropshipping suppliers. And this is my top recommendation, because when I was starting out in dropshipping, we didn't have any private suppliers. And I'd have to go and spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on places like Worldwide Brands, which I don't even recommend anymore. But this has a directory of wholesalers and dropshippers who can sell to you. But it costs a few $100s just to purchase their directory. And even after you purchase it, a lot of those suppliers are not either really good, so they haven't been in the market for a long enough time, or they're just selling products that are not that good, not that trendy. And a lot of suppliers in this list are also outdated and not even working anymore. So I'm not saying that you're not going to be able to make any sales with Worldwide Brands, but you do have to have a nice budget for it. And you do have to put a lot of work into vetting the suppliers one by one. And I want to make all of this easy for you. So that is why in AutoDS, you've got all of the best suppliers all bunched up into one platform. Let me show you how this works and how all the retailers and private suppliers are all in one place. Now, if you want to work with external suppliers, like let's say you want to buy all your products from eBay and you want to sell that on your Amazon store. Now, both of these platforms can be used as suppliers and also selling channels. You can sell on eBay from Amazon, and you can sell on Amazon from eBay, and you can use other suppliers as well. You can even use Shopify stores to be your supplier for your Amazon store. You can use Lowe's, a retailer, Alibaba, a wholesaler, and you've got all of these other options like Shein, DHgate, and so forth. So here I'm on AutoDS's suppliers website. So it's autods.com/suppliers. Here you have a nice list of all the suppliers that you can work with. Now, if you're not using AutoDS, you can still go to these suppliers' websites and upload their products to your Amazon store. But it just makes it so much easier when you have this automation platform, so you don't have to go externally to all these places and make the connections. And now you'll also have price and stock monitoring and everything else. So that's why it's really good to work with AutoDS supported suppliers when you're connecting your Amazon store to AutoDS. So how exactly does all of this work? So you have all of these retailers like I just talked about, like AliExpress and Walmart and Home Depot. You can look for products on their websites and upload them to your Amazon store. At the end of the day, you already did your product research. You already have your product list that you want to upload to your store, but now you have to find a good supplier to source from. So you can source it from any of these retailers, and you can also filter by warehouse location. So if, for example, I'm selling to Amazon US, and I want to ship quickly to the US market, then I can look for US based suppliers, and that way I have fast domestic shipping. So if here, for example, I click on USA, I can see all of the US based suppliers. Now, granted, AliExpress is mainly from China, but they also have warehouses in the US. That is why they're also considered a US based supplier, and Lowe's, Target, Costway, all of these other suppliers as well. So here you already see that through AutoDS, you have access to tons of suppliers with tens of millions of products that you can resell on your Amazon store. So it makes it that much easier. Now, when I list a product, I'm going to show you how to list products on AutoDS to Amazon. And if you want to do it the manual way, I'll also show you how to do that. And you can do it from these suppliers as well. But you want automation, so you are going to do it with AutoDS. And here you have all of these suppliers that you can work with. But who are these private suppliers that we talked about? So anyway, I want to make your life easy. I want to make you successful. I don't want you to go out to all these websites and see which of these suppliers can source the product that you're trying to sell that you did your product research on. Because we did our product research, we found our products, and now we want to find a source for it. So you may find it on AliExpress, which is also fine. But if you can put it all in one place here on AutoDS, it'll make it that much easier. So let's talk about suppliers inside AutoDS. Here you have the AutoDS marketplace. And on the marketplace, you have all of these suppliers that you can work with. Here on the right side, you see where it says suppliers. I can click on that. And here I have a list of suppliers that AutoDS supports. So it's pretty much the same ones that we saw here on AutoDS's website. So if I click on supplier, I can see AliExpress and Amazon and DHgate and all of these retailers / wholesalers that we just saw. But let's say I don't want to see products that are coming from them. Let's say I want to work with private suppliers. So here I have an option called AutoDS suppliers. And if I click on that, then I'll only see products that are related to AutoDS private suppliers. And the cool thing about these private suppliers is they're also selling really trending products. They know what works well in the dropshipping scene. So you can also use them to do your product research and look for trending products. So I'm seeing a lot of these gun massagers. I'm seeing this cat feeder. So this is all really cool. And these are all trending products. So if you're looking at my doc file here with the products that I want to list, I already listed the volcano humidifier. It already sold, so I'm happy about that. Let's just put that in yellow so I know that I won't need to list it again. So let's say now I need to list my next product, which is the 3D painted book coffee mug. So I have the listing here on Amazon, but I want to look for a supplier first, and I also need to set up my shipping settings. So in order to do that, I need to understand who my suppliers are. So I did find this on the AutoDS marketplace, so that could be my supplier. So I could simply list it from here, and it'll just make my life so much easier. I can list it from AliExpress. So I can list it directly from AutoDS, but in this case, this variation seems to no longer be available. So if it was available, I could just click a button right here and I could import it directly to my store. In this case, I'm just going to list it from AliExpress while the AutoDS system looks for a supplier that does have this in stock, and then the item will be available. So whether you're doing it from inside the marketplace or outside from AliExpress or from your external supplier's website, it doesn't matter that much. We will be able to source and look for a better supplier once we have the product inside AutoDS. So I'm going to get to all of that, but let's continue talking about the suppliers. So back to the marketplace, I'm going to go to this drop down here. I'm going to click on AutoDS suppliers, and I can search for a product. So let's search for, let's say, magnetic gym bag, because I already know that the 3D coffee mug is out of stock on the marketplace. Let's search for this one right here. So let's say this is one of the products you did your product research on and you want to add it to your store. In order to add it to your store, you have to know who your supplier is going to be. So right now you're looking for a supplier. And here in the AutoDS Private Suppliers Hub, I can look for that product so I could source it from here. But because I'm not importing the products yet, I'm going to wait on this. But right now, I just want you to understand how the private suppliers works on AutoDS. So if once again on the marketplace, you look for AutoDS suppliers, here you can see a whole bunch of private suppliers. And here you see it says customizable branding, and it's also coming from the AutoDS warehouse. So AutoDS also has a warehouse in China. It ships really quickly from there. Most products usually arrive within a week to the US. And there's a lot of trending products there because AutoDS just has a full database with thousands and thousands of trending products and more products that are being uploaded and added all the time. So here you have a whole bunch of products, and you can also use customizable branding. So the AutoDS warehouse has a whole bunch of trending products. You also have other sellers here, like this seller right here, and you have another seller here called Yada Life and Jackson Quinn. So here you can see a whole bunch of different private suppliers that you can work with. But what does that actually mean? Why work with a private supplier and not a retailer? Well, for one, private suppliers want to work with dropshippers such as yourselves. A lot of retailers kind of frown upon it. For example, if you open up a buyer account on Home Depot because you want to use Home Depot as your supplier for your Amazon store, and you start getting orders on your products that you uploaded from Home Depot to Amazon. So now you need to fulfill those orders. So you're going to Home Depot, you're purchasing the products using your personal buyer account, and you're shipping it to a whole bunch of multiple addresses. At some point, Home Depot, the retailer, could lock your buyer account and say, hey, I know that you're drop shipping and this platform is not really made for that. So you can't really continue doing this. Okay, you can't continue purchasing products and sending it to multiple addresses. So why does Home Depot and other retailers exist as dropshipping suppliers, even though some of them kind of frown upon you having a buyer account and shipping to multiple locations and dropshipping and using them as a supplier? So the reason why they still exist is because you can still do it. There are workarounds. You can open up multiple accounts and use VPNs between them. And you can also use the Fulfilled by AutoDS service, which I'll talk about soon, which means all the orders will be automatically sent out using AutoDS's buyer account, so you don't really need to worry about any of that. But on the other hand, you have private suppliers, and this solves all of these issues because you don't really need to worry about any of that. You import a product from a private supplier, you get an order, you fulfill the order automatically, and everything works very smoothly and cleanly. You also have a lot of trending products from private suppliers, and they are tailored to work with dropshippers such as yourself. So they're not going to try to sell you products that you will sell in your store that you're not allowed to sell as a dropshipper. They're not a retailer. They know how dropshipping works. So you also have customizable branding, as I mentioned. What this means is if you sell a product here that has the customizable branding on it, that means that every time you sell this product and you ship it out to your customer, it can be sent out with your logo next to it. So you add your logo right here where it says add now. And if you didn't create a logo, you can just create a free one on places like Hatchful. And once you have your logo, you add it here and you have a sale for this product and it gets shipped out using automatic orders. It will be shipped out with your logo, which is great because usually as a dropshipper, you cannot brand your products if you're sending them out one by one from your supplier, because your supplier is going to say, hey, if you want me to send it with your logo next to it, then order these products to your inventory and I'll print it out. But it doesn't really make sense for them financially to print it out one by one and they're holding all the inventory and you're not committing to any minimum order quantity. So all in all, I highly recommend working with private dropshipping suppliers and also using the sourcing function on AutoDS. I'm going to show you how that works soon. But right now, I want you to understand the suppliers that you can work with, the differences between them, and how it all comes down to play once you choose which suppliers you want to work with. Now remember, each supplier has different policies. So if I go back to the AutoDS platform, and let's say I clicked on this gun massager over here, and I can see the info here. So this one ships from China. So this means that when I create a warehouse location, I'm going to have to create a China warehouse location. I'm going to walk you through all of that soon. How much shipping costs? So in this case, it's $0. By the way, even if shipping would have cost money, I'm going to show you on AutoDS how you can add your shipping price to your source price so you will still offer free shipping to your buyers and maintain your desired profit margin. So even if you're paying for shipping, I'm going to show you how to round it in your source price. So shipping here is $0. It ships from China. Shipping and processing time is about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. It's going to be shorter than that, but we're always going to take the maximum. So you got some product information, but here you've got the policy. So here, for example, we can see that returns are not allowed for this product. Now, that is just one quick example. Okay, if you open up other suppliers, let's go again to AutoDS private suppliers. Let's go to another one. So there's this Yada Life supplier right here selling this beach chair. Okay, so we got all the product information here. Everything is nice. This one ships from US and also from Canada. And as you can see, shipping to the US costs another $10. That's going to be rounded up into our source price. But the important thing to see here is it ships really quickly. So this is 2 to 4 business days, really fast delivery. And here in the policy, but this private supplier here does allow returns within 14 days. Now, another cool thing when working with private suppliers is that you can also send them messages. So first of all, this product, you can import it easily to your store. Just click here on import draft. First, of course, you have to find another listing on Amazon. As you saw when we were doing our product research and we were finding products, you need to find a product where you can enter the buy box. So let's say you found this chair, you can enter the buy box. Now you're looking for a supplier. You can click here on import draft and it'll import to your store. We still didn't start importing yet, but just so you know, the option exists here. You can also message the supplier, which is a huge, huge advantage that you will have when working with private suppliers. So here you can write your message. Hi, I want to work with you. What are your return options, even though you know the answer, but let's just say you want to ask some kind of a question. You can do that here. It opens up a chat between you and the supplier will get back to you. So this means that you can build relationships with private suppliers, which you cannot do with retailers and wholesalers. So this is a huge advantage that you have when working with private suppliers. Now, you still need to find suppliers for your products. I would start by searching for the product on the AutoDS marketplace, especially through private suppliers. And if you cannot find it there, then I do recommend just searching for the product on AliExpress, finding it there and sourcing it first from AliExpress. So when you do that, you will find a cheap price for that product. Maybe the shipping might not be fast enough, and maybe you can even find a better supplier, but you need to start from somewhere. And if you cannot find it through private suppliers on the AutoDS marketplace, then I suggest looking for the product on AliExpress and finding it there. Now, you probably already did that because you did do product research and you were saving your source links. So in this case, you're going to add it with your AliExpress supplier. Now, if you make a sell for that product, you can always make a sourcing request and allow the system to find even a better supplier for you there. In fact, let's do that now because I already have a sell. So I'm going to go to my orders page on AutoDS, and here is the product that I sold, right? That mini volcano humidifier. Now, I do have my source, which is right here on AliExpress, and I can click on it. It'll take me directly to that AliExpress listing. That's another reason why it's good to have automation. So every time you make a sell, I can see the sell here on my Amazon store, and I also have the buy ID from my supplier, from my source, which in this case, I sourced it through AliExpress when I uploaded the product. So if I click on that, it takes me to my source page, and I can see that I can purchase this product for $9.11. The thing is, I want to see if I can find it, if I can source it for a cheaper price and maybe with even faster shipping. So here I've got a request sourcing option. This is another way to find a better supplier for your product. So even though I found a supplier and I already imported it with that supplier, I want to find a better one. So I'm going to click right here where it says request sourcing. So here you can see that it's looking for product matches. Okay, this could take a few minutes. So let's just wait and let the system do its thing. Okay, and here we go. So I have a whole bunch of results and it's asking me which product is this. Okay, you have a similarity score. Overall, they all look like the product, but let's just go with this one right here. I'm going to click on continue. So basically the system just wants to make sure that we are looking at the right product because the system has all these results. And then it was basically asking me, hey, can you just make sure that it's one of these products? Okay, so we clicked on it. And now I'm waiting for it to make the source. Okay, so I found it right here. $11.68. And on AliExpress, it was $9.11, not including shipping. Shipping is another $2 because my order is less than $10. So it's going to be around $11.11. Whereas through the sourcing, I got it for pretty much around that price as well. So if I click here on add variation, I also want to see what the shipping speeds are. But here we have a whole bunch of variations. There's the plug-in version, there's the battery version, and there's different colors. Now, obviously, I need to sell the same exact product. So the one that we're looking at here, you can see that it's USB powered. So that is not a rechargeable battery. So I'm going to go back and select the right variation. So I'm going with the plug-in version, which is this one. And of course, the white color. And I'm also going to click add to unfulfilled orders because I do have an unfulfilled order for this product. Click on continue. Okay, and here we go. So the item cost is $266, shipping is $9.40, so that brings us back to $11, maybe $12, something like that. And I do have all of the different versions here, but we do know that we're going with the white plug-in version. Now you can also create a sample order, and you also had this option through private suppliers. So when I was looking at private suppliers and I was going inside the product pages, you may have noticed that I also had the create a sample order button. This allows me to create a sample order and ship it to my house, to my address if I want to test the product first. In this case, I don't really need to do that, but let's look at the relevant information. So this arrives within 12 days. Let's see how fast it is on AliExpress. So in this case, it's showing me January 8 to 16. That is about 17 days away from the current date. So that's about 17 days. And here we're looking at 12 days. So this one ships faster in about 5 days and cost me a few cents more. It's actually pretty worth it. This source over here is better than the one that I found in AliExpress here, which means that I am going to go with it. So I like all this information. You have the shipping options. So you can see that you can play with different shipping options. This is the total shipping time. So 12 days, $9.40, and the shipping carrier. This is a good one. It will use tracking that I can use. Now you also have different shipping options. Look, you have this one right here. It arrives within 9 days. That's really fast. The shipping price here is around $12. I think that $9 is still good. I'm going to save about $3 here, and it's just going to take a few more days. It's still fast shipping 12 days. So I'm going to go with this shipping option, and I'm ready to link the product. But before that, you have other options. So of course, you can go through the item details here, but I know that it's the same exact product. You also have the actions button here. So you can send a message about the sourcing request, or you can request a change. If it's not exactly the same product, if you need some kind of change to be done there, you do that through here. I don't need any changes. It's the same product. I'm going to click right here where it says link product. This is the one that I want. I am adding it to my unfulfilled order, and I'm going to click on link product. So this means that the order that I have here on my orders page is now going to be done through the sourcing request. You can see here that it's linked. And now the order is not being fulfilled from AliExpress, which you saw here before. You can now see a DS icon, the AutoDS icon, because it's being fulfilled from an AutoDS sourced private supplier. This is great. This is exactly what I want. I now got faster shipping, and I was able to find this supplier through AutoDS's sourcing request feature. So this is why I highly recommend working with the AutoDS marketplace. You've got all the retail suppliers that you want to work with, you've got the private suppliers, and you've got the sourcing option. If you're not working with AutoDS, just go search for retail suppliers. You can use any of AutoDS's supported suppliers if you want to see the list. So you've also got AutoDS's 30 plus dropshipping suppliers, retail and wholesale. You already saw that list, but if you don't want to work with AutoDS and you want to find a nice list of retailers that you can work with, you can just click on that link that I have in the cheat sheet, and you'll have the list of suppliers here. So this will already give you an idea of what suppliers you can work with. I highly recommend, of course, doing it through AutoDS, using the order automation, which I'll talk about soon, so you don't have to worry about buyer accounts getting locked, and of course, having access to private suppliers and the sourcing feature. So now that you have a huge list of dropshipping suppliers that you can source from, you are now ready to create your shipping settings. Now, once our shipping settings are ready, where we ship from, where we ship to, our locations, once we have all of that set, we're going to be able to start importing our products, make our sales and profit, do our order fulfillment, and continue scaling from there. All right, now let's configure the shipping settings so that we can finally import our products that we found during our product research. And then after we're done with these shipping settings that we only have to do once, we will import our products that we found when we were doing product research. And once we get our sales, we're going to start fulfilling our orders like this order that I got right here. That's waiting to be fulfilled, and I will show you exactly how to do that. But of course, we have to work in a certain order. So now we are going to set our shipping settings. We start with configuring our shipping locations. Where do we ship from? And now we have a pretty good idea of where we ship from because we know who we're sourcing our products from. So we're going to create a ships from address. I'm going to show you how to do that, even if you don't really know the exact address where your suppliers are shipping from. So here on the cheat sheet, as you see, you have links to wherever you need to go, including warehouse addresses that I have prepared for you. What these warehouses addresses are is warehouse addresses in different parts around the world. So if, for example, you know that some of the suppliers you're going to work with are from China or USA, you can get the addresses from right here. So let me show you exactly what that means. Let's take it step by step. So first, we've got the shipping locations on Amazon. You can click on the link in the cheat sheet. The first thing that you want to do is create a new ships from location. So I'm just going to click on locations up here. Again, guys, access to this cheat sheet with all the links, with everything that I'm showing you here. All you got to do is comment right below this video, hashtag Amazon 2026. Let me know what is your top takeaway from this video, and I will happily send you this cheat sheet with everything inside. So I clicked on locations to start setting up my shipping settings. And here you can already see that I have two warehouses. One is an LA warehouse, which is in the US, and one is a China warehouse. That's because I work with multiple suppliers, as should you. So here you're going to create your new ships from locations. Okay, you can see that locations is a new feature that Amazon came up with. And here we are going to create a new location. So we're going to click on that button right here. First thing we're going to do is give our location a name. So if you're making a location in, let's say, the US, then you can call it USA Warehouse. And next, you've got all of these fields to fill in as well, but you don't have to fill in everything, okay? You do have the mandatory fields here in the cheat sheet, so you have to give it a name, which I just did: country, street address, postal code, city, town, state, phone number, and email. So where do you get this list from? These links up here. Since right now I am making a USA warehouse address because I'm going to work with a US supplier who ships from the US, I need a US warehouse location. So I'm going to click on that, and here you can see a whole bunch of addresses that you can use. Even if you're not shipping specifically from this address, it's still fine as long as you are shipping from a location that you say you are shipping from. So what exactly does that mean? If I'm going to work with a US supplier who ships from a US warehouse, then I want to choose a US address. This means that I'm shipping from somewhere in the US. So it's fine to grab something from, let's say, Houston, Texas, or Chicago, Illinois, Delaware, California, and so forth. So let's go with this process right now. Just choose one address from the country that you're going to ship from, and let's fill in the information together. So first thing we've got is address, countries, and regions. So here is the United States. Okay, now I need the street address. I'm just going to keep copying and pasting from the document that we have. So this is the street address. Lincolnwood is the city, town. Phone number. You can just put any phone number and any email address because no one's going to send you emails or call that number anyway. Okay, state is Illinois, and the postal code. And here on fulfillment capabilities, you only want to keep shipping on. We don't have in-store pickup, so only shipping. Ship customer orders from this location. Okay, and everything here is filled in. So now I'm going to click on create location. And you can see it says the location has been created successfully. Okay, so now I have another warehouse called USA Warehouse, and I can also use that as well. So go ahead and create your locations. If you want to work with multiple suppliers, as I said, which you should, then go ahead and choose USA and China. And if you want to work with suppliers in different locations, that's also fine. But those are the first two that I would recommend starting off with. So you can get USA warehouses and also China warehouse addresses. So whatever link you click on in the cheat sheet, that's exactly what it's going to give you. So you can easily fill in the locations. Just make sure that you're always being transparent and truthful about where you are shipping from. So if, for example, you say that you're going to ship from the US, don't end up shipping from China. So every time you add a product to Amazon, you can choose the shipping location and the shipping settings. But before we choose, we need to first create them, then we'll be able to choose them. That's why we're doing everything step by step. Okay, so we're done with the locations on the shipping settings where we ship from. Now let's go ahead and create our general shipping settings. So you can click on the shipping settings inside the cheat sheet to get to the right place, or within your Amazon dashboard, just go to settings and you've got shipping settings over here. So basically we already set up the locations. Now we're doing the general shipping settings and the rules are right here in the cheat sheet. So the default shipping address, we already configured that in the previous step. Here we're going to set our handling time. So our automated handling time is going to be off, which is what we're looking at over here. So we've got the handling time. Handling time is how long it takes you, the seller, to provide tracking information once an order comes in. So for example, the order that came in today, I've got one handling day to provide tracking information because that's what I have set right here. My default handling time is 1 day. That means that that's how fast I provide tracking information. Then we've got the shipping time, which is the next add-on, which is how long it takes for the product to be delivered once the tracking information has been submitted, which is our handling time. So here under handling time, you've got the edit button over here. Now you do have automated handling time. I suggest having this one off because I don't want Amazon to choose my handling time for me. So if I scroll down here, you've got the default handling time. There is same day, so that's 0 day. Our suppliers are probably not going to work that fast, so we are going to go with 1 day handling time. Now, most suppliers we're going to work with are going to be able to give us tracking information within that 1 day. And if you're working with suppliers that take way too long, 2, 3, 5 days to give you tracking information, you should consider moving to another supplier that gives you faster tracking information. So here we're going to go with 1 day. Then you've got the order handling capacity. So this means how many orders would you like to have before Amazon automatically changes your default handling time and adds one more. So if, for example, right now I've got 2 daily order handling capacity, that means that I'm telling Amazon, if I have 2 orders, 1 or 2 orders, that's fine. We're going to do it within 1 day. But if it's more than that, if I've got more orders, more open orders that I haven't added tracking information to yet, then I want you to update this handling time, give it another day and another day, depending on how many orders I've got backlogged here that haven't shipped out yet. So I'm going to leave this around 2, and I recommend for you to have that too. And if you're working and you see that you have 10 orders per day and all 10 orders are getting tracking information within a day, then that's great. Then you can put your default handling capacity on 10. But right now I only want to have 2, just so that Amazon will give me some more time to fulfill more orders that come in after those 2 that haven't been shipped out yet. So we've got the default handling time set on 1 day, we've got automated handling off, and order handling capacity anywhere between 1 to 2 orders. Once you reach that order handling capacity for non-shipped orders, your handling time automatically increases as new orders are received that haven't shipped out yet. So hopefully I made that crystal clear, and that is the next thing to set up here. So our order handling settings are fine. We're just going to save, go back. So we've already set up our locations and our general shipping settings. Last but not least is the shipping templates. Okay, focusing on this one. It's the last big techie step you'll have to do before we start having fun importing products, making sales, fulfilling orders, and all the fun that comes with that. So right now we are on the shipping template. This dictates where you ship to. So up until now, Amazon understands where you ship from, whether it's your US warehouse, China warehouse. Of course, you can create multiple warehouse addresses. And as you start to import products to your Amazon store, you are going to select for each product which warehouse it's coming out from, depending on the supplier that you're going to source with, which we talked about in the previous section of this video. So right now we are going to update where we ship to. So that is our shipping template. Let's go ahead and get that done right now. So you've got the link to it. It's also right here. So the first thing that we're going to do, and you can work according to the cheat sheet, click on create a new shipping template. You may have noticed that I already have my shipping template over here, but I'm going to create a new one to show you how that's done. So here you should have the option to create a new shipping template. So go ahead and click on that. Create new shipping template, click OK. All right, so let's go through our options. First is your shipping template name. Now, as you see, a pop-up came up and Amazon is like, okay, you're going to show us which places you can ship to, but where are you shipping from? Because you do have these addresses, right? I got my USA warehouse, which I just created. I've got my LA warehouse. And I can also choose international warehouse address because I also made a China warehouse, which you can too if you're going to source from Chinese suppliers as well. Do the same thing that I did with the US warehouse, just add a Chinese one with the China warehouses that I added to the cheat sheet. So here, when I'm creating the shipping template where I ship to, you're also going to dictate where you ship from in this template. So here, for example, I'm going to go ahead and choose domestic warehouse address. You can even choose both of them and click on next. Now is the fulfillment type preferences. We're not going to use Amazon Prime. We're shipping them out ourselves using our suppliers. So here it's non-Prime shipping settings. The first one, go ahead and click on next. And here Amazon is asking to choose a shipping service. So this is why I said that it's important to work with high quality suppliers that give you good tracking information that you can use. So here, for example, you've got Amazon shipping. So this is if you're going to ship from Amazon, which obviously we're not going to be doing that. You've got USPS, which most of our suppliers, most of our US suppliers are going to enable for us, are going to use, but we're not going to use all of these priority ones. So I'm just going to go for ground advantage, light, and let's say also heavy. Next, you've got UPS. So I'm going to choose that, but only UPS ground. That's the only one that could make sense here, right? We're not going to do second day air, 3-day select, and all these options. Next, you've got FedEx. So I'm going to choose FedEx home delivery and FedEx ground. Now, our US-based suppliers shouldn't have any problem giving us either a USPS, UPS, or FedEx tracking numbers. And even if we don't get it, we can upload whatever we did get, but learn from that and then look for suppliers who can use these shipping carriers. And that's it for this section. If you scroll down to the shipping services priority, we do have to choose one option here. So for this, I'm going to go ahead and choose, I want Amazon to choose the shipping service that creates the longest delivery time based on a customer's location, typically the cheapest. The reason that I'm choosing this is because I want to try to buy as much time as I can while I figure out how fast my suppliers can ship. And once I validate that they ship my products quickly, I can always come back here and choose fastest possible delivery time. So we're going to start with this option. Go ahead and click on next. And here in the premium shipping automation preferences, do the same thing as last time. So the top 2 on USPS, top 2 on UPS, top 2 on FedEx. You can also have on track, even though I didn't select it in the first option, but it doesn't really matter. Most suppliers are not going to use it, but okay to have. Go ahead and click on next. And finally, on this last screen, we're going to have domestic shipping, standard shipping, 2-day delivery on, 1-day delivery. If you have these boxes clicked in, go ahead and toggle them off. We don't really want to mess with 1-day delivery until we really get to know our suppliers. So leave that off and click on confirm. Okay, great. So now what we're going to do is set up the last shipping settings over here. So go ahead and give your shipping template a name if you haven't given it yet. I'm calling it US shipping. And we're going to scroll down right here where it says domestic shipping. So we are going to offer free economy shipping. So that is absolutely fine. You can see the regions that it's shipping to over here. You can click on add new region if you want to add anything else, but I would just keep it on the lower 48 states. We don't want to have Hawaii and Alaska, US protectorates, and APO, FPO. Shipping usually takes longer to these places, and I don't want to have any trouble, so I'm going to leave that off. So here we're going to have 48 states in the US. PO box is also fine. You can have that clicked in. Transit time, go for the longest for now until we get to know our suppliers and their shipping speeds. So on the transit time, we're going to keep it on 4 to 8 days. Next, you've got standard shipping. And here under standard shipping, Amazon is adding Hawaii, Alaska, and Puerto Rico. So here I'm going to tick off PO box. And under transit time, I will give it the maximum 7 to 14 days. I'd prefer not to get orders from those places, but if I do, then this should pretty much cover it. Make sure that all the shipping fees are on 0. Continue scrolling down. We've also got expedited shipping. Now, you can leave this on. Having expedited is great. It makes customers do an impulse purchase. I've got my 48 states right here. And on the transit time, I just want to make it a little bit faster than the fastest ones that I've got so far. So if free economy takes 4 to 8 days, then we want to make this one about 3 to 5 days. Okay, so the maximum on the transit time for expedited shipping, it's still faster than any other shipping option that we have here. And here I could do a little trick. So I'm going to make it $2.99 per order. Now, anyway, I'm going to use the same shipping service. But if I make an extra $3 because this guy went for expedited shipping, then might as well make that extra profit in our pocket. And here we've got 2-day delivery. Amazon is automatically adding this because of our shipping template. So I don't mind leaving it here, but I do want to charge for this because I don't want anyone to really choose 2-day delivery, but it's nice to have the option there. And if we do have it there, I will look for a faster delivery option with my supplier. And if he has one, then this is going to be the perfect template for them. And if they don't have one, then I'll just use my regular shipping. I will try to ship it out as fast as I can and make this extra profit. So let's do charge for these shipping options. But at the end of the day, we want all our customers to just use the regular free economy shipping. But the more options we have, and Amazon wants us to have, might as well have it, even though most customers are not going to choose it. So first one is $9.99, and let's make it $14.99 for the second one for UPS second day air. And I'm going to remove PO boxes as well. And international shipping, I'm going to keep it off because if I'm sourcing from the US, I'm going to keep it within the US. And you can create another shipping template after this and choose the China warehouse, and then you can enable international shipping. I can show you what that's going to look like. Let's finish this shipping template right here. Okay, so I clicked on save, and I've got that shipping template created now as well. So you can see that I've got my US shipping, my US template, which was the previous one that I had, and I've also got a China one. Let's create another one now so you can see what that's like. So this is if you're going to source from Chinese sellers and you're going to ship to the US and also internationally, because Chinese suppliers can do that. So I'm going to click here where it says create new shipping template. You've already done this, so we're going to click on OK. And this time, when it's going to ask me where I'm shipping from, I'm going to choose the Chinese warehouse. Okay, so here's that pop-up. And this time I'm going to choose international warehouse address, my China warehouse, and I'm going to click on next. Remember, the China warehouse and the US warehouse, we created that up here when we did the shipping settings locations. Okay, so I made a China location and you have all the addresses. So again, here I'm going to click on next. And here I need to choose the Chinese shipping options. So we're going to take the first one from Yon Express and pretty much the same for the rest. So Yanwen, ePacket General, 4PX, Standard Registered Mail, SF Express, E-Commerce Express CD, China Post, first one here is good. You can also go ahead and choose ePacket. 1B Express, I've never gotten that before. CNE as well, JCX, DHL, we can choose that. And that's pretty much it. You're not going to have too many other shipping options tracking from China besides these best used ones. You can also choose the rest if you think that you're going to get those shipping carriers, but I never got them myself. And same thing here. We're going to go for the longest delivery time for now. Click on next. Over here, we've got the region coverage, so we're just going to confirm it. Okay, so this time, this shipping template is China, right? Ships from China. So China to worldwide. Okay, the shipping address, as you can see here, is from China. These are the preferred carriers. And here again, we've got where we ship to. So domestic shipping, my domestic audience is US, free economy shipping, PO box is perfectly fine. And under these regions, these are the only ones that we want to have. So that is great. Next one, standard shipping. So the same rules apply here. Standard shipping for these places. Hawaii is going to be more because I don't really want to ship there. We can always come back and change this later. So you can see that I maximized my transit time on free economy. Okay, and for the rest, expedited shipping, 2-day delivery, we're just going to toggle those off. Okay, so toggle off, click OK. 2-day delivery also no, toggle off, click OK. So when we ship from China, we can only go with free economy, which is good enough. We can leave the rest off. We can't really expedite from China. It's going to be really tough, but we are going to enable international standard shipping only. And here under regions, I'm going to click on edit and I'm going to go ahead and choose Europe. So Europe countries, you can see who they are here. All of these countries here, there's no problem whatsoever to ship to them from China. We've also got Asia. So here you've got China, Mongolia, South Korea. I would leave these off. Now you've already got the United States under the Americas. We don't want the rest of them, so that's fine. Africa also no. And from Oceania, I would choose Australia and New Zealand. Click on OK. And my transit time here is going to be 14 to 28 days. Let's go with the maximum. Once we can make sure that we can ship this quickly, it's absolutely fine. And here, I'm not going to take any extra money because the source price for me is going to be the same anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and give them free shipping. And that's it. I'm not going to have expedited shipping. So from China to my domestic country, to my domestic states right here in the United States, and we have expedited shipping 2-day and 1-day delivery off. International shipping, we did toggle it on, and we chose specific countries that we can ship to from China there. So this is my from China to worldwide shipping template. I'm going to go ahead and click on save. And now remember, when you upload new products, which I'm going to show you soon, you can choose which shipping template I'm going to use for this product. So if I'm sourcing it from a Chinese supplier, I'm going to choose my China template. And if I'm sourcing from a US supplier, when I upload a product to Amazon, I'm going to choose my US to US shipping template. So we did it once. We do not have to do it again unless we come back later to make changes. But now the hard part is over. We set our shipping templates on Amazon. And remember that you do have a full step-by-step here in the Amazon 2026 dropshipping cheat sheet. To gain access to this cheat sheet, all you got to do is comment right below this video, hashtag Amazon 2026. Let me know what is your top takeaway from this video. What is that number one thing that you learned? And I will happily send you this cheat sheet with everything inside. Last but not least, we just need to create a return policy. This is a really easy and fast one. And then we're going to import our first product and I'll finally fulfill my order that came in. My customer is waiting. I don't want to keep him waiting, and neither should you once you start getting orders. I'm going to show you how to fulfill as fast as possible and have it all automated for you if you don't want to do it manually. Again, I always show you the manual way of doing things and also the automated way. You choose which method is best for you. So we're going to create a return policy. We're going to click right here where it says return policy on the Amazon cheat sheet. And these are the general settings that you want to configure here. So let's go to that. So here we are under the return settings. You can see that I'm only going to pay attention to United States. I'm not selling in Mexico or Canada. So here, my authorization is in policy Amazon. I'm enrolled to sell here. My label type, if someone wants a return, is going to be an Amazon prepaid label. RMA, Return Merchandise Authorization. Here you want to change it from Amazon to seller. This means that the seller is going to upload a return label and it's not going to be handled by Amazon. I want to tell the customer where to return to, and that's according to what my supplier sent me if I have a return. So we're going to go over that, but right now let's just set up the configuration. Labels for exempt items, we want to have it on seller prepaid, and that's pretty much it here. Go ahead and save your settings. Then you've got manage return addresses. Now the thing is, we don't want our customers to use the return address that we have here, because when we ask our supplier for a return label, if we're eligible for one, then so is our customer. So when we get that return label from our supplier, we want to use that return label that has a specific return address on it. It's also going to have a UPS tracking number so we can track and see that the customer really returned the product. But we want to use the shipping label with the address that we're going to get from our supplier. And we don't have that address yet. So right now what we're going to do here is we're going to create a new return address. So here where it says manage your return address, I'm going to click on that. And then here I'm going to click on add a new address. And then you want to write this, as you can see right here. Okay, it should also be here on the cheat sheet. So all of these settings, we already did it. Manage return addresses. We create a new return address. That's exactly what I just did now. And under the warehouse address, the name is do not return to this address. Seller will provide a return label. So when the buyer sees this, they'll be like, oh, okay. So I'm not going to return it to whatever it says here on Amazon. I'm going to wait for the seller to send a return label. Okay, so I'm going to click on add a new address, and that is the address name. Okay, I just pasted it here. Do not return to this address. Seller will provide a return label. So here we're just going to add a virtual address. You can use even one of the addresses, the warehouse addresses that you have here in the cheat sheet above. So you can use one of these addresses if you're looking for a return address, or just add any virtual address from the United States. It doesn't matter because the customer will see that they do not need to return to this address, and they will wait for you to upload a shipping label, which you will do inside their return case on Amazon. It's really easy to find it. I don't have any returns now to show it to you, but it's a very simple and straightforward process. So fill in a name, phone number, doesn't need to be real, virtual address, click on add address, and that is the one that's going to be selected for your default return address. Next, you've got return program settings. So do you want to offer returns for all items, for some of your items, or for none of your items? So if you're going to work with suppliers that don't offer free returns, then you're going to have to give it only to some of your items, and then you'll have to select which items are eligible for free returns or give it to all of your items. I usually go for all items. I usually don't get that much returns, and if I have a return every now and then and I'm not eligible for one, I could just send a refund to my buyer or try to compensate in another way. Again, returns make up for around 1 to 2% of our transactions. It's not a big deal. I usually give free returns for all items. You can select whichever one you see fit. So if you're going to go for some items, that's also absolutely fine. Go ahead and click on submit, and then you will be able to choose which products you want to enable free returns for. So that is it when it comes to all of our shipping and return settings, where we ship from, where we ship to, whether it's from China or from the US, and to the US or to worldwide, as well as our return settings. That's it. We only have to do it once. And now we can finally start adding products to our Amazon stores, the same products that you found during product research. Let's go ahead and do that now. All right, so finally, how do we import our products to our Amazon stores? So there's two ways of doing this, the manual way and the automatic way. Now, I think you know my recommended method, but I'm going to show you the manual way anyway. You already tested it while you were doing your product research. So while you were on Amazon, I told you to go to add products, and when you wanted to test your product, to see if you could enter the buy box with no approval required, you were asked to click on product ID and enter the product ID right here. So it's pretty much the same. The first product that I want to add to my store is this 3D coffee mug. So that is being sold for $30 and I'm sourcing it for a much, much cheaper price. So I'm getting this for around $10, $11. So I can easily make a better price and win the buy box here. So instead of having this seller here called OneHow 2025, it's soon going to be my store's name, which is Ecom Drop LLC, the same one that we saw right here on the mini volcano humidifier where you see me winning the buy box. So this is what we're going to do with all of the products that we're going to add to Amazon. So you're just going to enter the product ID over here. Once again, the product ID is the ASIN, which we can find in the URL up here. So it's after the amazon.com/dp/ you got your product ID /ASIN. We're going to put that right here and click on submit. And here we would manually enter the required information, the quantity, the price, all of the red fields here. Item condition, you're going to choose new. You are going to click, I want to ship this item myself. On the United States market, save and finish. Now, it's easy to do it manually, but once you have tens, hundreds, and thousands of products in your Amazon store, which, by the way, you'll make some crazy sales by having thousands of products. But if you're going to do it manually, you will not be able to automate it. So what happens if your supplier on AliExpress or wherever you're getting your product from suddenly goes out of stock or increases the price? Now, you still got a lower price on your store, or you didn't take it out of stock. So now your supplier is out of stock. People are purchasing the product from your store and you got no way to ship out the product. So nobody wants that. And this is where automation comes in. Now, this is just one aspect of automation. You also import the products quickly. Your orders are automated. Tracking numbers are updated automatically. So your customers receive their products really, really quickly. Not only that, you got your business dashboard, you got your sourcing requests where you can find better suppliers, you've got the marketplace with all the product research strategies and more things that I still haven't shown you. So there's a lot of advantages that come with automation. That is why I am not going to do it the manual way, but here's the way to do it if that's what you want to do. So now let me start adding my products the automatic way, the way that will allow you to scale your business. So you've got the instructions right here in the cheat sheet. I'm going to keep it plain and simple. You can just watch me here on the video, but of course, grab your cheat sheet. Don't forget to do that as well. So I've got my information here. Go to that list where you saved the products that you found when you were doing product research with the source link. So first thing I've got is the Amazon link, which is this one right here. So this is the product page on Amazon where I got the ASIN, right? The product ID. The second thing that I need is the source link. So here it's from AliExpress. Okay, so that's the two pages that I want open. The source link and the page, the listing that I'm going to enter the buy box and win the featured offer. All right, so on AutoDS, we're going to click right here on the left side where it says add products. Now you can go with single product, multiple products, but single here is enough. And it's going to ask you to choose the store where you want to add your products to. Now, as you know, I've got multiple stores here. And of course, I'm going to choose my Amazon store, click on next. And now it's asking me, what is the Amazon product that you want to sell? So this is the ASIN, right? The product ID from Amazon. It says right here, enter ASIN. So that's what you got to do here. So I'm going to go to that product page that I want to enter the buy box. I'm going to copy the ASIN and I'm going to place it right here. Now, of course, you could simplify the process here, right? Like when you're saving the products, you don't have to do it one by one exactly like the way I'm explaining it if you have better methods or easier ones for you. So for example, instead of just putting the link here, you could just add another line and say that the ASIN is this. And that way you won't need to open up the link each time and copy it from the URL. So whatever suits you, go ahead and use that method. So I put the ASIN right here on add products on AutoDS, and now it's asking for the supplier URL. So basically the AutoDS system wants to know what product listing you would like to enter on Amazon and where you're grabbing this product from. So it could do the whole synchronization and automation. So I'm just going to copy the whole URL. Even until the end of the HTML is fine, or just copy the whole AliExpress URL. It doesn't matter. Just going to copy it, head back to AutoDS, and paste it right here. Okay, so this is the Amazon product we want to sell. This is the supplier URL. Of course, when we do a sourcing option later, we will be able to find a better supplier. But for now, this is enough. The supplier source is AliExpress and it ships from a China warehouse. So all of this is correct. I don't need to change it. I'm going to go ahead and click on add as a draft, a simple page, because I want to do just a bit of optimization like the pricing before I publish it to my store. So right now we're just making a draft page. And you can see that it took less than a second. I didn't even have time to grab my cup of coffee and sip it. So up here, we can see the product title. We can see that I'm going to publish it to my Amazon store. We can see that this is the ASIN and this is the supplier ID on AliExpress. So up until here, everything is great. And here there are some fields that I just cannot touch. I cannot touch the title. I cannot touch the brand. And this is because we can't change the listings on Amazon, right? We can't change the titles. We can't change the descriptions because the seller already made the listing. We're just entering the buy box. So we're not going to touch anything here. On monitoring, we will have stock and price monitoring and automatic orders on. If you want to have something off, go ahead and leave it off, but I really don't see any reason not to. Then on your description, you have the description for this product. You can't really change it. On the variants, this is where you can change the price. So I clicked on variants, and there's that one variation that we're selling. So here on the right side, I'm going to click on edit. And here I can change the variation's pricing. So we're under the pricing column for this variation. Now it knows that the fees are 15% because we just set that in our settings. So you know that by now, every time you add a new product from your supplier that you change the settings to on AutoDS. So I changed my AliExpress China supplier settings. I put a 15% break even. And I said that on top of that, I want to make another 60% profit. It did round it down a bit because I did want a 0.99 cents. So it rounded it down to get to that. And that's why the profit margin is 56% instead of 60%. It's not a big deal. You can change that here. But basically, we don't need to go that cheap. If this seller is selling it for $29.98, I'm good doing it as $28.99 and beating his price. I'm going to win the buy box here, and now I'm going to make 115% profit. Yeah, it's a lot, but people will buy this cup for $30. It's worth that price. So that is completely fine, and this is good enough for me to win the buy box. Now, of course, I could not be that greedy and go for $24.99, but I'm here to make a profit. If it doesn't sell, I'll show you how to do a pricing automation where the price will change according to whether the product is making sales or not. We're going to get to that when we do pricing. But for now, just win the buy box. Be $1, $2 cheaper than the person who's selling it on Amazon, and that will work. Include the shipping price. This means that if I'm paying for shipping on my supplier's website, it's going to round it up. I already talked about this inside your buy price. So if let's say shipping is $5 and your buy price is $11, then the system will see it as a $16 buy price, put your break even on top of that, and put your desired profit margin on top of that. That means that even if you pay for shipping, you're going to give free shipping to your buyers. Okay, so we're going to have that on, round cents to 0.99. That's great. Here under general, you can choose what is the default quantity that you want for the product. 10 is fine for me. Every time you sell one, it goes down to 9. It's going to go back up to 10 again. That means that a customer can purchase up to 10 units and put that in their cart. Most of them are not going to do that. Some might buy 2 or 3. So I'll just keep 10 as my sweet spot. Then you've got more information like the buy ID, the supplier, the warehouse. We're not going to touch that because we already have it set up. So everything here is good. I set my pricing. I'm going to click right here where it says save. And that's pretty much it. This product is ready to be imported. So it was that easy. All I did was I clicked on add products. I went to the variants. I changed the pricing. Everything else should stay as is. You can see that all the images got transferred over here. Same images that we're seeing over here. So there's nothing to touch in the images and nothing to touch in item specifications. We are good to go. We're going to click here where it says save and import. And now it's going to move from the drafts to the product section of my store. You can see the import process happening up here. I can click on view details to see how the import process is going and what we have in that process. And that's it. It took less than 10 seconds and now it's already added to my store. So you can see it right here. The import process is complete. And now not only do I have that mini volcano humidifier, I also have that 3D book now. Okay, so looking good. So now that it's on my store, I can also go on Amazon and validate it. So I'm going to go to my Amazon Seller Central. On the left side, I'm going to click on inventory and then manage all inventory. That will take me to the products that I have listed. So we already know the mini volcano humidifier, which is right here. So this one has already been uploaded a few days ago, and this is the new one. So one thing I want you to notice is that it says here missing offer. You don't need to do anything. It could take a couple minutes to a couple hours for it to be synced on your Amazon store, and then you will have inventory here. You won't have missing offer. Don't touch anything. Just let the system do its magic. In the meantime, let's add the rest of our products. So I've got the magnetic gym bag. Now I'm going to do it relatively quicker because you already got the point. So I've got the ASIN here. Let me also open the source ID. And on AutoDS, I'm going to go ahead and click on add products, single product. The Amazon ASIN for the product is this one right here. So I'm going to copy it, paste that back here on AutoDS. Same thing for the supplier URL. I'm just going to copy it. Head back to AutoDS, paste it under supplier URL, AliExpress China, click on add as a draft. Then I'm going to go to the pricing. Let's see how much we need to price this one. So this one is being priced at $19.52. That means I need to be at least, or at the very most, $18.99. And I'm sourcing it for around $10.36 with shipping included. So yeah, I'm not going to go cheaper than that because there's not a lot of profit here. It's like $8. So I'm going to go back to AutoDS and we can see that the draft is already ready. It always just takes a few seconds. I'm going to skip over to the variants tab, click on edit here to edit the variation. And instead of $19.99, which it priced automatically, you can see right here, again, 15% break even. That's what we set in our settings. So every time we add a product from the supplier to the store, these configurations will occur, and 64% profit. Why not 60? Because it rounded it up. It was probably like 1940 and it rounded it up to 19.99 because of our set price and value. So it's 64% instead of 60, but that's a bit too much for us here. We are doing custom pricing because we want to win the featured box. So $18.99. I'm going to go ahead and save that and click on save and import. I don't touch nothing else. Nice and simple. So that is product number 3. It's going to be in my store in less than a minute. Let's now move on to the last product, which is this one right here, the smart biometric lock. So I'm going to click on it. I'm going to click on the source link. So I've got the product page on Amazon. I've got the source. That's all the info I need to add this product to AutoDS to my Amazon store. Add products, single product, copy the ASIN, copy the supplier URL, add as a draft. Let's see how much we need to price this one. So $34.12. That means that I need to be at the very most $33.99. And I'm sourcing it for so much cheaper than that. So there's a lot of profit on this one. You know what? I'm not going to be that greedy. We're going to go for, I'd say $29.99. And if that doesn't sell after a few days, I'm going to shave off a few dollars until I find the sweet spot. And I'll also show you how you can automate finding that sweet spot in the pricing. But we still want to shoot for the most amount of profitability. We're not trying to sell products and only make $1 profit per order. We are here to profit, and we don't need to kill the whole competition because that will just make us profit less. Okay, and you get the idea, so just rinse and repeat this same process as we add the rest of these products to our stores. So you know how to set up your Amazon seller account, you know how to verify your account, how to do product research, how to set all of your shipping settings, return settings, location settings, how to import the products to your store, connected all with automation. And now when the orders will start coming in, the more products you add, the more organic traffic you get, the more the orders will finally start to come in. And once that happens, the next thing for you to do is start fulfilling your orders. And that is the next section that we're going to jump onto, because we now understand how to import these products to our stores. And as you see, my store is starting to get filled up with more and more products. Here you can see the magnetic gym bag has also been added. I'm also adding the fourth product, but you already understand how this thing goes. And soon when I refresh, these products will be active as well. But now I really want to process that order, so let's get that over with. Remember that you have all the information right here in the cheat sheet. So you also have the explanation on AutoDS. You click on add product, single product, paste the supplier URL, paste the Amazon ASIN, set the pricing in the variants tab, and that is pretty much all there is to it. There is another way to easily import products to your store, and you're going to use the AutoDS Chrome extension for that. You may have noticed that it's been here on my screen and I keep moving it around. So this is the AutoDS Chrome extension, and this also helps you import products. I could just hover over a product page right here that I want to enter and click here where it says import. So instead of copying the URL and going to AutoDS and clicking add products, you can simply do it from the extension. So all you got to do is download the extension, install it on your Chrome browser, and log into your account once you click on it up here. So use your AutoDS credentials that you signed up to AutoDS with. Select a store where you want to add these drafts to, and once you hit that import button, it's going to add it to that store. Of course, you're also going to have to enter your supplier URL so AutoDS will know who it's going to sync with to automate the price monitoring, stock monitoring, and automatic orders. And one last thing about this Chrome extension, let's say you're searching for a product on Amazon and you found it and you know that you can enter the buy box, and you also want to import it from outside the product page. You have the plus button here on the top left of every product listing. That is from the AutoDS Chrome extension. You can just click on it and it'll import to your Amazon store. Just make sure that you can enter the buy box and that it doesn't require brand approval. Just really quickly, let's finish with the fingerprint lock. So it's here on my drafts page. We're going to go to variants and we are going to go for, let's see, we're sourcing it for relatively cheap. But here it is. The shipping is another $7. So we're looking at $12, $13 as a source price. And that is what we are also seeing here on AutoDS. If we open up the variants tab, click on edit the variant, you can see that the buy price is $15 because it does take the shipping price in advance inside your source price, which is what we wanted, right? So the actual source price here is $5.83 plus $7.04 for shipping. Okay, so in order to make some profit here, I will need to sell this for just a little bit below how much the seller sold it for on Amazon, which was, if I'm not mistaken, around $29. Let's see, I already closed the page. Let's open it up again. $34.12. Let's go with $29.99. Okay, that's about 67% profit. That's great. It's about $10 profit per order. Click on save and import. Okay, so in just about a minute, we're going to see that here as well. Now, keep in mind, all of the products that move from drafts move over to the products page on AutoDS. So here you can see all the products that you have. And if you have multiple stores, like let's say I'll connect a couple of the Shopify stores that I got here. And let's just say that that's it, just so that we can see more products. So here you see a whole bunch of products. Whether you have multiple stores, you can have multiple Amazon stores, you can have multiple selling channels, or you can have one store. Of course, it's best to start with one store. Don't open up more stores until that one store is successful. But here on the products page, you'll be able to see all the products that you have in your inventory. In other words, in your supplier's inventory. So here you can manage all of that, whether you have multiple stores or one selected. So because I selected multiple stores, I can see all the products that I got in all those stores. So what are we seeing here? We've got the product titles. These are the new ones that I just added to my Amazon store, and the products on my other stores as well. So you see the products right here, their thumbnail images, their names. If you click on the thumbnail, it'll open up the product editor. You see how it says click to edit? You click on that, and then you can optimize the product. Although on Amazon, there's not much optimizing to do besides playing around with the pricing. Next, you've got the date it was uploaded on, the variations, so the variations that you have available in stock. On hold, out of stock. So on hold means that the product is out of stock, even though it's in stock on your supplier's website. It's on hold here because of a certain setting that you have that takes it out of stock. And out of stock simply means that it's out of stock on your supplier's website. So that's how you see the stock variations, what's in stock, what's out of stock. Total is the total variations that you got. OOS days is out of stock days. How many days has this variant been out of stock if it's out of stock? Buy price, sell price, total profit that's left after the buying and sell prices, item ID and sell ID. So the item ID, the buy ID is where you're buying it from, and the sell ID is where you're selling it on. Sold is how many times that unit sold. You see that we have one sold for our mini volcano humidifier. DWS stands for how many days this product went on without making any sales, the store that it's published on, the ASIN, the product tags, and that's pretty much it when it comes to the products page. You do have a customized display here, so you can customize and arrange what you would like to see first. So you just kind of drag and move it around a bit, and you can toggle some columns on or off. And you also have a nice filter system. So here you can easily filter what products you have, what products you want to see, so that you can do analyzing or whatever optimization you need to do. For example, I can add a filter where I want to see all the products where their inventory status is out of stock. Okay, and then I can save that. And then I can also save this filter. So here I can see all of these are out of stock. You see all the red ones here have nice numbers in them. That means that they're all out of stock. And you can also add additional filters. You can save this filter if it's a repetitive one that you keep using. So you can just give it a name and save it. And you can clear the filters. So you got a very nice smart filter system. You also got a bulk editor, so you can select whatever products you want from here, do a bulk edit, change things like the fees that you're paying, the profit you want to make, so you won't have to do it one by one. And you've also got a bulk delete and a bulk AI rewrite, which is not relevant for Amazon because we can't really rewrite titles or descriptions. Okay, so that's a little bit about the products page on AutoDS, which is really important to get used to and see all of the nice things that you can do with it. But we do have to fulfill that order. So let's go ahead and do that right now. This customer has been waiting for a day, and I don't want to keep them waiting any longer. But just remember, keep in mind, before I fulfill my order, your top priority should be product research and adding as many products as you can to your Amazon store. You saw that it only took me 3 minutes to add these 3 products to my store. Once you have the information, once you did the product research, it all comes pretty easy from there. Just add them to your store. Wait for the missing offer to go active. It happens automatically within a few minutes to a few hours. And once that happens, these products will start getting organic traffic and you will start to make sales. But 5 products, 10 products is not enough. Maybe I got lucky selling this one product. It sold on the first day that I uploaded it to my Amazon store, but that might not always be the case. And we're not going to rely on 1, 5, or 10 products. Add as many as you can. Product research is what's going to take the most amount of time. And once you get good at it and you see that orders are coming in from your product research and you're starting to make profits, you can then consider hiring a virtual assistant to help you with your product research. I'm going to show you how all of that is done, but make sure that you're adding as many products as you can to your Amazon store because this is where the money comes from. All right? Don't hold back on product research and add as many products as you can. All right, so in order to fulfill my order, I can do it the manual way and the automatic way. Yes, you guessed it. So the manual way of doing it is going to be time consuming. And the disadvantage here is that you could also make mistakes. I know I'm human and it happens to me a lot too, where I have multiple orders per day. I go out to fulfill them and I confuse one customer with another customer's address. I send it to the wrong places. This doesn't happen all the time, but it definitely happens. And plus, I need a lot of buyer accounts on my suppliers' websites, depending, of course, on which suppliers I'm using. Now, when you have 1, 2 orders per day, it's not that bad. Once you start to scale to 5, 10, 15, 20, 50 orders per day, you don't want to spend all day just fulfilling your orders, just like how you don't want to spend all day just adding products to your store. You want it to be automated so that you can focus on the important things that really help you grow and scale your business. So if you want to do it the manual way, like I said, I'm always going to teach you that as well. You can just go to your supplier's website, grab the product, add it to your cart. Like, for example, I've got this order, right? So I'm going to go to my Amazon Seller Central. I'm going to go to orders. I'm going to click on manage orders. And then I can see that order that I got here for that mini volcano humidifier. Now I need to fulfill this order. So you need to keep a record of all your suppliers' websites. So in this case, again, it's time consuming, but if you want to do it this way, you can. So we are talking about the volcano humidifier. I'm going to click on the AliExpress link. So that's going to take me to this one right here. And now I would make sure that I'm on the right variation. So it's, in this case, it's the white plugin version. Then I would add it to my cart. I would check out on AliExpress, but instead of using my address, I'm going to use my buyer's address. So I get that right here from inside my order details. I'm going to click here on the order details. And here I can see more information like when I need to ship it by, when it needs to be delivered by. So this is the handling time and this is the total shipping delivery time. Remember how we set that when we did our shipping options. The purchase date, the shipping service, fulfillment is by us, the seller, and sales channel is Amazon. And here on the ship to, we have the customer's details. I know that it's blurred for you because YouTube doesn't like us sharing customer details, and I can understand why, but this is the customer's details. So when I'm checking out on AliExpress, I'm going to put these details on my order on AliExpress. So that way it ships directly to the customer. And I'll also need to send the seller on AliExpress a message after I put in the order. Again, it's a little bit more time consuming, but I have to ask for the seller to make sure that there is no receipts, that it's a gift option, because this is a dropshipping order. So we don't want the customer to see the invoice, how much we paid for it, the order number, and so forth. And that is pretty much all there is to it. When your supplier ships it out, gets you a tracking number, you want to copy that. Go back to your Amazon order, click here where it says confirm shipment, and you can see that it opened up this little window here at the bottom. So here I've got the product that is going to be shipped or that was shipped, the quantity, the ship date, so when you shipped it out from, where you shipped it from. So are you shipping from the US warehouse or the China warehouse, the carrier that you used, or in other words, the carrier that your supplier used on AliExpress or whoever your source is. So when they give you the tracking information, they'll give you the carrier as well. So let's say in this case, it's On Track. Then you can select a shipping service. So let's say they used On Track Ground. And they also give you the tracking ID, so the tracking number itself. So you're going to fill it in right here and click right here where it says confirm shipment. Of course, I'm not going to do that here because this is not my real tracking. So I'm going to update my customer with the actual tracking information, but I'm not going to do it the manual way. All of this is going to be done for me. So put the manual way on the side. This is how to do it if that's how you want to fulfill your orders. I'm not moving in that direction. I know what I want, and I recommend the same to you if you really want to grow and scale. I know I sound like a broken record saying this, but you won't understand the importance until you actually do it, and you'll see that you'll never want to go back to manually doing things. So here on the orders page on AutoDS, I've got the order. Now, I just want to automate it. I want it to get sent to automatic orders, and I want the system to purchase the product for me on my behalf. And I don't even want to use my payment details, okay? I want AutoDS to use their payment details, to use their buyer accounts, and simply fulfill the order for me. So for that, there are 2 services that can help me with it. So the 2 automatic order services that we have on AutoDS is automatic orders and also fulfilled by AutoDS. You also have that here in the cheat sheet. And once again, guys, reminder, you need to grab yourself this cheat sheet if you want to follow along with everything I'm doing in this video and build your Amazon store the right way. In order to get your hands on this cheat sheet, comment right below this video, hashtag Amazon 2026. Let me know what is your top takeaway from this video. What is that #1 thing that you learned? And I will happily send you this cheat sheet with everything inside. All right, so we've got 2 order fulfillment methods in AutoDS. One is called fulfilled by AutoDS. The other is called automatic orders. Let me explain the differences between the 2. Both of them are around the same concept. They are here to automate your orders. When an order comes in, it will automatically fulfill them for you and update tracking information on AutoDS and on your Amazon store as soon as tracking is available. So that way, even while you're traveling, while you're sleeping, while you're just hanging out with your friends or family, orders come in, they get fulfilled automatically, and tracking info also gets updated. So that's a great thing to have. And this way, your customers also get their packages really quickly because the orders are being processed and shipped even while you're away from your computer. The difference between fulfilled by AutoDS and automatic orders is the way that it's being automated. So let me explain the differences. The main thing you need to understand and remember between fulfilled by AutoDS and automatic orders is that fulfilled by AutoDS uses AutoDS's buyer accounts to fulfill your orders, while automatic orders uses your buyer accounts. So, depending on what service you sign up for, and I'll show you how to do it on AutoDS as well, depending on the service that you sign up for, that's the automation that you're going to get. But they're both doing the same thing. They're going to automate your orders. I prefer the Fulfilled by AutoDS service because it's more automated, more streamlined, and it doesn't use my credits, my buyer accounts, and my payment information inside of them. So if, for example, you're using retailers like Walmart and Lowe's and Target as your supplier, so you're buying things from them all the time because they're your supplier and you're shipping it out to multiple customers, at some point your buyer accounts may get locked out because they don't really want you dropshipping from their platforms. They see you shipping to multiple locations all the time. At some point or another, they'll know that you're dropshipping. Plus, you got your credit cards with them, so you always gotta make sure that your accountants see what's going on. So you do all the linking together with your payments. It makes everything just so much more of a hassle. It's still better than doing everything the manual way, but the big advantage for Fulfilled by AutoDS, that automatic order service uses AutoDS's buyer account. So that means you don't even need to have a buyer account. That means that if I want to automatically fulfill my AliExpress order, it's not going to use my personal account to do it with my credit card and my payment information inside. It's simply going to do it directly using AutoDS's buyer accounts. The main thing here is that you just need to have a balance. So you see that I have a balance right up here. When you're starting off with AutoDS, your balance here is going to be $0. You need to top up your balance by clicking here where it says load. And you can use credit card, PayPal, or Payoneer. Each have their own fees. I prefer Payoneer if you have a Payoneer account because they charge the lowest, just a 3% top-up fee. So if, for example, I want to top up my balance from $0 to $100, I'm going to pay a $3 fee. So instead of paying $100, I'm going to pay $103, but my balance will be topped up with $100 to fulfill orders. So AutoDS uses your balance here that's topped up. You see that right now I got $59. AutoDS is going to use that to fulfill my order right here, which costs $11.18 for the mini humidifier. So that money is going to be deducted from my balance. So that makes Fulfilled by AutoDS so much easier because I don't need to even worry about having a buyer account. Now, Fulfilled by AutoDS currently supports several suppliers. If you want to automate orders with suppliers that aren't supported by Fulfilled by AutoDS, then you can use the automatic order service. Besides that, whether you're using automatic orders or Fulfilled by AutoDS, each order costs one auto order credit. So your AutoDS account should have already came with some bonus credits. Once you use those up, go ahead and click buy credits and choose any package that fits your needs. You can start as low as 20 credits, buy as much as 2,500 credits, and then each credit will cost anywhere between 20 cents to 50 cents, depending on the package that you chose. In any case, the credits cost nothing compared to the profit that you're going to make here when you're going to work the right way, as I'm showing you here. So you've got Fulfilled by AutoDS, you've got automatic orders. If you click on their links in the cheat sheet, you'll get more information on how to use each and every one of them. I'll show you how to sign up, how to make it work. But if you just click on the links, if you want to see, for example, what suppliers and more information you can get from here. For example, if you scroll down here to the frequently asked questions on Fulfilled by AutoDS, what are the supported suppliers for Fulfilled by AutoDS? You can see here Walmart, Home Depot, Alibaba, AliExpress, Banggood, and all these suppliers. So you do have a nice range of suppliers that are supported by the Fulfilled by AutoDS service, and AutoDS is always adding support for more suppliers. Same thing when it goes for automatic orders. There's even more supported suppliers here because it uses your buyer accounts, so it's easier for the system to get that done. I still suggest suggest going with Fulfilled by AutoDS just so that you don't have to worry about buyer accounts and all of that stuff that I talked about. It makes a big difference. Last but not least, you've got the Amazon address copier. Now, we do need this when we are fulfilling our orders automatically on Amazon, and that is simply because Amazon does not pass the buyer information from Amazon to AutoDS through the API connection. So if we look at my order here on AutoDS, you can see that there is no customer information. I do have some bits of the address, but that is simply not enough. If you click on the thumbnail here, it will open up the order details page where you can get more information about the buyer, and you can see here that the first name, last name, address, country, all of that is not filled in. So in order to bypass that, we need to download and install the free Marketplace Helper extension. You've got a link in the cheat sheet. Again, guys, hashtag Amazon 2026 right below this video. Tell me what you learned from this video and I will send you a copy of this cheat sheet. So we're just going to add this Marketplace Dropshipping Helper. I'm going to click right here where it says Add to Chrome, Add Extension. Now you can see that the Marketplace Dropshipping Helper has been added to Chrome. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it and I'm going to pin it so it'll be easier for us to see it. So now I can see it right up here. Click on it. I'm going to log into my AutoDS account and you will do the same on your end when you get to this. Go ahead and log in. Okay, now it's asking what store do you want to use this automation for. I'm going to choose my Amazon store and click on next. Now for the sync range, you can go ahead and choose all. So what it does here is it asks you how far back do you want to go back and sync your orders from your Amazon store. So if you have orders within the last 24 hours, within the last 7 days, if it's more than that, go ahead and choose all. Now, in my case, it was in the last 24 hours. I don't know what it was in your case. So just go ahead and be safe and choose all. Okay, so you can see here it says sync finished. All orders are up to date. So if I go now back to AutoDS and I refresh the orders page, I should now have the buyer details inside my order. And there you go. So it was that easy to get it done. And now that I've got the Marketplace Helper installed, I just need to keep it active there and it will always sync my new order details with the buyer addresses. So that's all that you have to do. And of course, the extension doesn't cost any money. Just leave it running in the background and you've got this problem solved where the buyer information doesn't show up. So now I've got it and every order that comes in will get the address as well. So now all that's left to do is to fulfill the order. And you know that I'm not going to do it with the manual method. So we are going to use Fulfilled by AutoDS. Whether you want to use Fulfilled by AutoDS or automatic orders, in order to enable that, you want to go to the settings on AutoDS and make sure that under plans and add-ons, you've got the orders processor enabled. It costs $8 per month, and you're going to remake that profit from just having one order per month. So that is definitely worth the price for having automatic orders. Once you have that enabled, you want to head back to the supplier settings and remember how we already set the pricing settings when I'm adding products from AliExpress China. So if I go now to pricing, you remember all of this, the 15% and the 60% extra profit and setting the price since value. You saw all this come into play when I was importing products. But now instead of pricing, we're going to go to orders. And here what I'm doing is I'm enabling Fulfilled by AutoDS every time I get orders from this supplier, in this case, AliExpress China, to my Amazon store. And I'm going to do the same for every supplier, for every new supplier that I add to this Amazon store. So if, for example, I've also got products from the AutoDS marketplace, you will notice that Fulfilled by AutoDS here on the order section is automatically ticked in. That's because when using AutoDS's private suppliers in their marketplace, all of the orders are going to go through the Fulfilled by AutoDS service. So you already have that done for you. Just make sure you've got the orders processor enabled in the plans and add-ons. And if you go to other suppliers, like let's say you also go with Walmart as your supplier to your Amazon store, then you're going to have to click on orders here as well and make sure that you've got automatic orders and Fulfilled by AutoDS on. So what exactly is the difference between these two? Let's walk through that really quick. So let's say I want to set my AliExpress China order automation for products that I'm adding to my Amazon store. I'm going to click on the orders tab here. So what is the difference between Fulfilled by AutoDS and automatic orders? You know the difference between the two concepts, but why do we have these two checkboxes? So here's what it means. If I've only got the first one enabled, process orders using the Fulfilled by AutoDS service, then I will be using the Fulfilled by AutoDS service, and the orders will come in pending status, as you saw, which happened here in my case. An order comes in, it wasn't automatically sent out, it came in pending status. This means that I need to go to my orders page, I need to click on the status and send it to auto order. If I don't do that, it'll just sit here in pending status. So this is a good option. If, for example, you want to do a sourcing request before you send out an order because you want the system to quickly find a faster and a cheaper source to fulfill the order for this product. You already saw me do that here. I already linked the product and I'm going to send it out using that method. So if you want to do that as well, you want the order to come in pending so that you can make a sourcing request. If you don't want to do that and you want the order to be sent out to auto order right away using Fulfilled by AutoDS as soon as an order comes in, then you want the second checkbox ticked in here as well. So if I've got Fulfilled by AutoDS and automatic orders, then every order that comes in will be fulfilled using Fulfilled by AutoDS right away, not in pending status. It'll go right away to send to auto order. Now, either way, you're going to get tracking information updated no matter what order fulfillment method you're using, whether it's automatic orders or Fulfilled by AutoDS. So you don't need to worry about that. If you're fulfilling orders manually, of course, you got to do everything manually. So what happens if you only have the second one ticked in and not the first one? So here I've only got automatic orders without Fulfilled by AutoDS. So this will actually use the automatic order service, and this requires your buyer accounts because you're not using Fulfilled by AutoDS. So if I've only got the second one ticked in, then the system will use the automatic order service, not Fulfilled by AutoDS. In order for that to work, you need to add buyer accounts because the system needs to access your buyer account on your supplier's website, and it'll log in on your behalf and purchase the product using your buyer account and your payment method details inside. So in order for the system to know what your buyer account credentials are, you need to create it right here where it says buyer accounts. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to create a new buyer account. And here you're going to choose a supplier for that buyer account. So let's say I want to use my buyer account on AliExpress. You're going to go ahead and click here where it says connect with AliExpress. If you're using, let's say, Home Depot, then you've got the rest of the information that you need to fill in here. For example, the region from Home Depot, the email address that you used to log in with, the password, and enter your billing name, zip code, and billing phone number. Then on payment methods, you want to add your credit card here. So it's going to use this payment method on this buyer account to log in and purchase the product. And you've got settings here. So you can set what is the maximum amount of pending orders that you want. How many max pending orders do you want to have on the system? So if, for example, I have 10 pending orders, so this means that if I've got 10 orders on AutoDS that have been ordered but not shipped yet, and new orders come in, they're not going to be processed until those first 10 orders are already starting to get shipped out. If they're not shipped out and still in ordered, the system is not going to place any more orders. And that is simply to keep your buyer account safe. You've also got the daily orders price limit. So if you have a certain amount of credit and you can't pass that on a daily basis, you're going to write whatever that credit is here. So for example, let's say $200. If I have more than $200 of orders per day, wait till the next day to continue fulfilling more orders automatically. And of course, you want auto tracking numbers to be enabled. So that is how to set up a buyer account. And that is how the system will know which buyer account to use when you have orders that start to come in. Now, in my case, as you know, I only have the first one filled in. So let's go back to my automatic orders from AliExpress. I'm only going to have the first one ticked in instead of the second one because I do want to source my products. I want to find a faster supplier. So I'm going to go ahead and leave only the first one on. In your case, if you just want to send it out right away, you're good with your supplier, you already sourced it, or you already like the supplier that you're working with, go ahead and have these two on so that the orders will just get automated and get sent out as soon as they come in. Now, in any case, because I only have the first one ticked in, my orders, as you know, will come in pending status. But that's it. I'm ready to fulfill this order. Finally, the customer's been waiting a day. The sourcing request has already been linked. You've been with me through this process. We did find a better supplier through the sourcing method here. And you've got all the rest of the information here. I can see that the customer's details are filled in because I got the marketplace dropshipping extension that I only needed to set up once. Everything is good. We are good to go. So the only thing that's left for me to do is click on the pending and send it to auto order. Now, as you see, it says order has been saved. I got an icon here. If I hover over it, it says completed by the fulfilled by AutoDS service. What happens now is the system is going to fulfill the order. It's going to cost me, as you know, 1 auto order credit, and the product price is going to be deducted from my total balance here. I've got a balance of $59. The product cost is $11.18. That's going to be deducted from here, and the order will now be processed automatically. Now, once that happens, let me just show you really quick the other order statuses. Once that happens, it's going to move to ordered status. You don't need to change the statuses. The statuses get changed automatically if you're using fulfilled by AutoDS or automatic orders. So if you're using fulfilled by AutoDS or automatic orders, the order statuses will change automatically. So it'll get changed to ordered with the order ID and the buyer account that was used if you're using automatic orders and not fulfilled by AutoDS. So it'll move to ordered status. That's how you know that the product was ordered. Once it's shipped, it'll move to the shipped status with the tracking number inside. So that's going to be updated in AutoDS and in your Amazon store as well. So your buyer will be able to see the tracking information and track their package. And once it's delivered, it'll move to delivered status. So you don't need to change any of the statuses once the order gets sent to auto order if you had that set in your settings to move to auto order right away, or if you want to move it from pending to send to auto order. Doesn't matter whether you're using fulfilled by AutoDS or automatic orders, the statuses will change automatically to ordered, shipped, and delivered. If you're using, of course, manual orders and you're doing everything manually, you'll also need to change the statuses manually and fill in all the information, the order ID, shipped with the tracking information with the shipping carrier once that happens, and delivered once it's delivered. If for any reason you had to cancel an order, click on the status and just move it to canceled. You'll still need to cancel it on Amazon, of course, but on AutoDS, you'll want everything to be organized here so you'll see what's going on with your business. And that is how simple it is to get your orders processed for you automatically by the system. Whether you want to do it automatically or do it manually, that's completely up to you. But hopefully by now you have a good understanding of which direction you would like to head towards, and that is what you're going to do. So I suggest going with auto automation. Of course, fulfilled by AutoDS is my number one. I've been using it for over 5 years now, ever since the service became available, and I haven't looked back. So you have all the information here in the cheat sheet with also everything that I just explained. Now remember how to deal with returns. It's also really easy to do if you're using fulfilled by AutoDS and you are eligible for a return. So if you have a return, you can easily make a return request directly from the AutoDS system. So for example, let's say a customer wants to return this product right here, this Firmus Trio. So I would hover over it and switch the status to request return. Now, if you are eligible for a return, the system will go and grab a return label from your supplier and it'll upload it right here. So you'll be able to download the return label and send it to your buyer. And once that return icon is available, just click on it. It'll download onto your computer, go to the case on Amazon or to the return or to the customer's message and send them the return label. You'll be able to see that they actually returned it because there is a tracking number on every return label. So you'll be able to see that your customers did return the product, and then you'll be able to send them a refund. And of course, the fulfilled by AutoDS service will send a refund to your auto order balance. So you can see here on my inventory that the magnetic gym water bottle is now active. I'm still waiting for the coffee mug and the smart biometric lock. Again, it takes anywhere between a few minutes to a few hours for the missing offer to automatically update to being active. You don't need to do anything. Just let the magic do its thing. Continue adding more products. Use your automatic order fulfillment. It's amazing once you put everything on automation and you can focus on really growing your business. More product research, adding more products to your store, and having everything else automated for you. And product research is also being semi-automated because you are saving months and months of trial and error with all the list of trending product ideas all in one system. And remember, you always want to provide excellent customer service. See if anyone's sending you any messages. Message them back as soon as you can. Resolve any issues you may have. Again, returns only make up for about 1 to 2% of your business. If you have more returns than that, then you might want to relook at the products that you're selling, the ones that are being returned the most, wipe them off the map, and add more products to your store. And remember that at the end of the day, it is a numbers game. The more winning products you have on your store, the longer you've been running the store for, the more sales and profits you are making. Now, remember in your Amazon settings to set a deposit method because this is where Amazon is going to send you your payouts. We already talked about that earlier in this video. Just make sure that you have that set up. And I do want to make a couple more things clear. Then I'll show you some extra settings inside the AutoDS system. But a lot of people always ask me, what about the whole taxation? I already showed you how Amazon charges the buyer tax when they're buying from you, and then they take away that from your sell. So I didn't have to do anything. The customer purchased the product from my Amazon store. Amazon charged them tax and took that tax away from me. So I don't have to deal with any of that. But there's other types of taxes that you need to be aware of because you are running a business here. So this is not financial or legal advice, but basically you know that Amazon handles the tax collection for you. What Amazon doesn't handle for you are things like your income tax. So you need to have an accountant here that takes care of your income tax. If you don't have an accountant, you don't really need one if you're not making any sales or profits yet. But once the sales and profits start to come in, you will need to look for an accountant and tell them the type of business model that you are running. And they'll tell you exactly what you need to do, all kinds of statements that they need to see at the end of the month or half a year or at the end of every year. They'll walk you through the process. It's actually pretty simple once you do it once. And that is pretty much all that there is to it. You have all the extra information right here inside the cheat sheet. So a few extra settings that I want you to know on AutoDS, but before that, remember that you have all of this great information inside this 15 page cheat sheet with everything that we've been through, how to do your product research, how to get your seller account verified, how to add the products to your store, setting up all of your shipping, return settings, location settings. So all of those policies, how to add the products to your store, and how to fulfill the orders once they come in. The most important thing that you need to focus on once your Amazon seller account is verified is product research. Put down the hours, put down the weeks, put down the months of work, because that is what's going to make you the sales at the end of the day. Everything else is being organized for you over here, all the pieces of the puzzle, so that you can stay focused on growing your dropshipping business on Amazon. When your store becomes successful, you can open more stores. You can also look at other selling channels, more suppliers, more products. Everything else is automated so that you can continue growing. All right, let's go to AutoDS really quick. Remember to grab your copy of this cheat sheet. Just comment below, hashtag Amazon 2026. Let me know what you learned from this video, and I will send you the cheat sheet. Now, go to your AutoDS settings. We went over the supplier settings. We went over the lister settings every time you list a product. We went over the pricing and the orders, but you also have the lister settings. So the default product quantity, you set that here. Remember that we are choosing which supplier we want these settings to apply to and to which store. So right now it's AliExpress China to my Amazon store. Every time I list a product, I want a default product quantity of how much. So I usually go for 10. Shipping methods, cheapest with tracking is fine. And you have advanced lister settings. I wouldn't have allow duplicates on because there's no reason to add duplicates. Allow out of stock variations is fine because when they go in stock, then it'll be in stock in your store as well. Add categories to tags is a nice thing to have. You saw how there's tags when I'm uploading products. You can add more tags and then you can see them in the products page to easily analyze products according to tags or any other filter that you want to have there. Allow Vero block keywords. I wouldn't allow this. So if there's any products that you're not allowed to resell, having this on will allow those products to be added. I don't want that to happen. And last but not least, under lister, stock monitoring, price monitoring, that is absolutely fine. Then you've got pricing, orders, which we already went through, and general, you don't really need to touch this when dropshipping on Amazon. Next, you've got automations. So here you can set a pricing automation for your products. Now, I already talked about this. I told you that I'm going to show you. So let me show you how that's done. I'm going to click here on add automation. Now, again, this is going to add a pricing automation to my store. I'm going to call this Amazon store price automation. And basically what this does is it finds a sweet spot for pricing your products. Let me show you exactly what I mean by that. So here you can raise price by sales performance. So every time I have a product that sells more than, let's say, 2 times every 7 days. So if it sells at least twice a week, then I want you to increase the price by 5% each time up to a limit of 20% because I don't want to be too high. I don't want to not be the cheapest in the buy box anymore. So set your limit here. And you can also do it on a fixed price, but I'm going to leave that on 0 for now. Okay, and next, same thing happens if the product is not selling. So decrease the price by sales performance. By the way, you can toggle them on and off. When you are selling less than 1 time every, let's say, 14 days. So if my product doesn't sell at least one time every 2 weeks, then I want you to reduce the price by 5% down to a limit of, let's say, 20%, because I don't want to end up losing money on an order. And again, same thing for fixed price, which right now I'll just put on 0 just for demonstrational purposes. I'm going to click on next. And now it's asking me to select products to assign this rule to. So I can do it to the products that I added to my Amazon store and click on finish. And now I've got my Amazon store price automation set there. So now it's simply going to find a sweet spot. Hey, if I'm selling a product well, let's increase the price so that I can make more profit every time it sells. And if it stops selling, let's decrease the price down to a certain limit so that I will find that sweet spot where it will continue selling. So this is what the price automation is here to do. Next, I'm going to skip on columns that are not relevant for dropshipping on Amazon, like templates. Keywords, you can blacklist a certain keyword from being added to your store. Plans and add-ons, you already know, you got your Amazon plan, and you do want the orders processor, and of course also the product finding hub if you want access to all of the product research features that you saw here, besides the marketplace, which is included with your AutoDS subscription. But the rest of the product research methods that you have there, like the handpicked products, ad spy, trending products, TikTok analytics, will require the product finding hub add-on. Besides that, you've got the orders processor. That's all that you need for perfect automation. Account and billing will have your account information and the times you paid AutoDS and for how much and when you paid. So you have all of that information here. You can download your invoices here. So this is your billing history with AutoDS. Next, you've got users. So this is where you can add virtual assistants to help you with your business. What is a virtual assistant? It's somebody that you hired and you're paying them an hourly or a global salary to help you do certain things on your AutoDS account and on your Amazon selling platform. So here, for example, you're going to click on add user and you're going to give him a name. So let's say this one is John Smith. Write his email. Designate a password for your virtual assistant. And here you can give them access to either all of your stores or a selected store. So let's say I have a whole bunch of stores, but I only want him to have access to my Amazon store. So that's the one that I'm going to choose. You can also choose multiple stores, but we're going to give John only access to our Amazon store at the moment. And then what do you want him to have access to? To view your dashboard, to view and edit your active products, to view, edit, and delete your drafts. Same for orders, to take care of customer messages and cases. Even though this is more relevant to be done on Amazon and not through AutoDS, this is more relevant for eBay dropshippers. View and import your untracked listings, list new products, which is super important. This is, I think, the #1 reason why you'd want to have a virtual assistant on Amazon. And active products or untracked products, and view and edit your settings. So I'm going to give him access to all of that because let's just say I really trust John. So I'm going to add the user, and that's great. Now all I need to do is tell John, hey, go to platform.autods.com or autods.com, click on login, and use this email and password that I designated for you, and they'll have access to your AutoDS account, to the specific places that you gave them access to, and they can start doing the work for you. So go to the marketplace, go to the handpicked products, trending products, get more winning product ideas, go to Amazon, search for that product, sort by new arrivals, and try to enter each and every buy box that you see there, see which ones are enterable, the ones that you actually can enter, and save that on the side, find the source, put one and one together, add them to your Amazon store, and start making your sales. This becomes really easy after you do it a couple of times. The sales will start coming in, as will the profits, and you will enjoy every step of the way. All right, so back to the AutoDS settings. We went over users, we went over buyer accounts, which is good for automatic orders. Notifications, you can enable this if you want to receive email notifications when certain things happen on your store. So for example, here on the frequency, I'm just going to put it on a daily basis. So you can choose daily, weekly, or monthly basis, and the email address that you would like to get notified every time one of these things happen. So an orders notification when a new order comes in, when an order failed to process, when an order succeeded to process, and when a tracking number has been updated to your order. And for monitoring, every time a stock status change on your store or if a price change on your store, you can get notifications for those as well. So toggle on or off whatever notification you would like to receive to your email on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. Write the email here, save it, and you will start getting those notifications. Last but not least is your store settings, which we have here. So let's go ahead and click on our Amazon store here on the left side. So here you can do things like renew token, resync the store if that needs to be done, if there's any kind of issue, and the support team might tell you to do that. So this is where you can do that. You can also do it by clicking on your store up here and clicking on the three dots right here. And you can do things like renew and resync the store here and go to the settings. You also have the branding settings. So this is where you can upload the logo of your store. So you're either going to drag and drop it here or click to open up your browser window and select your store logo. And this, of course, is good. If you remember well, let's test your memory right here. So if you go with a private supplier on AutoDS that has customizable branding like this one right here. So if you import this product to your store and you sell it and you fulfill the order using Fulfilled by AutoDS, it will be sent out with the logo that you uploaded on the settings page right here under store settings. And right before I sum up the video, I refreshed and all the products are now active on my store. It took me a minute to add them and about an hour for it on Amazon to move to active status. So really quickly, and now all the products are active on my store. Remember to grab your copy of the cheat sheet. All you got to do is comment right below this video, hashtag Amazon 2026. Let me know what you learned from this video. What is your top takeaway? And you know that I will send you this cheat sheet in the comments below. Any question that you have, anything else you want to know, or if you just like to compliment me for a nice little video tutorial, go ahead and leave comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to AutoDS's YouTube channel if you haven't yet. Lots of knowledge, lots of tutorials, lots of full A to Z on how to become successful with your dropshipping business, even if you have zero knowledge, zero experience, and we provide you with 100% transparency on everything. We hold nothing back. When you win with your business, we win as well. So it's a win-win situation. And that is how I've helped millions of dropshippers become successful. So grab your cheat sheet. It's absolutely free. Get your step-by-step tutorial on how to get everything done. And last but not least, good luck with your Amazon dropshipping business. I know that you're going to be successful, and I can't wait to hear about your success story. Good luck, take action, start now, and I'll see you on the other side.